So once again, White Knuckle. Excited to play it. Thank you to Terminals.io for the review key for this game, and being able to play this before the early access launch is a great honor. So I'm excited for that. This game does come out tomorrow, April 17th. Tomorrow at like noon, I think, noon Central Time. Tutorial? Yeah, I probably should tutorial. I probably ought to. Probably should. I'll be a good boy. And I've not seen any content from this game. I mean, I saw the trailer.
Hello, future maintenance worker. Welcome to the Substructure 17 Maintenance Traversal Exam. This exam will test your navigational and problem-solving capabilities to ensure that you are capable of accessing even remote parts of the substructure.
Okay. And yeah, I noticed on the waveform, I was coming in a little bit high, so it's lower. So master volume and music volume. I guess there's not one for sound effects specifically. I'll just lower the master down a bit and leave that where it is. That makes it better. The waveform, it's still a little bit high. Let's lower the master a bit more. That's probably good. Raise your hands. Oh, here we go. Yep. So we got the most basic of basics down, but here's where it gets a little bit tricky. And to automatically grab any valid nearby materials, or no, not materials, mantleable surfaces. Okay. So if I just jump, yeah, mantling. So we can do one or the other one separately or both together. If I do one, kind of cool. So we're hanging off of this one. And I guess there's no limit. Oh, there is limited stamina. Look at that. Don't let go. Ah! And look at that. Our hand is strained for a while. Ooh, shake it off. Shake it off. Red hand. Okay, we're good. Which is how it goes. That's how it goes in real life. But now we're fine. Yeah, if you really strain things, you'll really feel it. You can hoist yourself up like that. So I think that's going to be a big part of this game. Like, so now I'm like, ooh, yeah, what are some other things? I think there'll be like a little icon that tells you. That's kind of cool. So if you wanted to, you can kind of lower yourself down. That's kind of neat. Yeah, so there'll be little icons to tell you, like, yeah, when you're approaching something that is mantleable. Yeah, so that one right there. Either one, yeah. You can pull yourself up. And you pull yourself up and then hoist with one. Yeah, if you jump, you can do it. That's kind of cool. Climbable surface. Use the movement keys to navigate between climbable surfaces. They'll appear red like these, but any ledge can be grabbed. So this is like the really good stuff. Oh, well, actually, this is colored red as well, in all fairness. So, that's nice. That's nice then, yeah. So, there we go. It's a little bit weird doing the ladders. Yeah, it's like I'm not sure if there's a. Yeah, because there's nothing for your legs just to grab onto. I was hoping what was happening is that your legs would, like, if you go up to maybe the second or third rung, your leg would automatically hit this one, and it would give your arms a bit of a break. Because yeah, you're putting a lot of strain on just the hands or just the arms specifically. There we go. We still made it. And of course, you can jump to kind of hoist yourself up further. Let's see if there's any secrets. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have just dropped down because there's probably fall damage. This wall's mantleable even from all the way down here. Give it a try. Just jump. Oh, I see what they're saying. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, if we were concerned about fall damage, we can probably do. Yeah, kind of lower yourself down. You could probably, like, do something with that one there as well. There you go. Got the hot hand. What's up, Jet? Jet, I was lurking in your stream earlier, doing some Pokemon earlier. Looked like it was a nice time. Good to see you, bud. I can crouch, of course. Hello, Shayna. No, Shayna, by the way, Shayna never appeared yesterday when we were playing the game. That was, we were playing Order 13, and that game had a very present cat theme. And we even designed the cat in the game to look like Shayna, and she never once appeared last night. So it's like, she was like, is this a mockery? Are you making a mockery of me, Alex? And the answer was yes, obviously. Of course I was. Of course I'm making a mockery. What do you expect this? What do you expect this to be? Of course I'm mocking you. from point to point, handhold to handhold. Don't forget you can mantle onto the ledges. And we make it up there in some way, shape, or form. And of course, if we need to, we could climb back up and maybe even just do like a run, because we'd have sprint. So we could maybe just like jump to that guy. But I think this is probably harder. So let's see if we can do this one. Oop. And jump. Oop. Yeah, but jumping can only take you so far. Oop. There we go. Let our hands cool down for a little bit. Kind of shake it off, shake it off. And then grab this one. There we go. It's a little bit tricky keeping track of which hand have I engaged right now. And of course I can just look at my mouse, or I can just like think about which mouse fingers I have held down. But sometimes I get nervous and I think to myself like, well shit, if I let go the wrong one, I'm fucked. So I have to remember, it's like trying to keep track of the order in which I've clicked things and releasing the right one at the right time and not the wrong one at the wrong time. Use momentum to your advantage. That does make sense. That does make sense. Swing back, and then swing forwards with release, and release with a jump to fly further. If we fuck this up, we can just try over and over again until we get it. So, yeah, you definitely want to grab with both hands. And so once on it, swing back, and then swing forward. All right, let's try it. Got it. So I think that was the basic gist. So the pole itself, it's not like a rope that's swinging from side to side or like swinging back and forth necessarily, but just once you're on a stable surface like that, you can still kind of heave-ho yourself, give yourself a little bit of an extra oomph. Hands auto-grabbed. If you find yourself falling down, ready your hands and just try to grab something in time. Yeah. Yeah, what? You're right. Yeah, like right now we know they're fine. We know they're fine. Yeah, whereas if I like... Well, I guess seeing like this is fine because I'm resting with my hands, or with my legs rather. But yeah, it's like if I kind of hang down for a bit and then jump back up, you can see, yeah, my hand's a little shaky, and then it's also kind of pinky and kind of red. But then yeah, once it's back down to vanilla, it's totally okay. Totally okay. So we're going back up. Next up, use this one. There we go. And of course you can mantle. You can mantle even this kind of thing, obviously. It's like we're going up towards that one. But we'll have to like kind of spring off from this surface to that one, which is I think more than doable. Or I could maybe just just skip all that to say, oop. Because our guy jumps pretty high. He's a pretty good jumper. Try it for the NBA. Do the hands tire? Yeah, only if you're actively hanging off something and your legs are not grounded. So right now, this doesn't do shit for me, obviously. But yeah, if I were to, like, hang off of this surface, or hang off this surface, that hand starts to tire. So. But then you just, you let them rest for a bit, and they're back to full. Gradually turn red. Drain stamina, you'll lose your grip. Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, I was saying how I haven't been as gross today, but I'm still kind of gross. Stuff to blow my nose every so often. I spent so much today blowing my nose and coughing and just larking up all kinds of gunk out of my fucking lungs. But I'm feeling a lot better. So, although I've sounded like hell today, it's nice that I think I've cleared the worst of whatever weird ass virus thing I had. So much better, so much better. Go ahead and ooh, we're kind of hitting some weird camera shenanigans here. Whoop, there we go. And of course, it's worth noting that, you know, when you're in a situation like that where you're climbing up, and like I was describing earlier, I'm trying to keep track of which hand is grabbing which thing. And which hand is grabbing which thing, and which one is open, and which should I release, which should I hold down. The nice thing is that there are the little icons that tell you which hand is grabbing onto something. And not just that, but which one is tiring, and which value. So if I hang off like this, it'll tell me, yeah, the left hand is the one that's getting tired. Whoop, shit, let me do that. So it's kind of nice where if you're ever uncertain, if you're ever like in a state where you're concerned about being able to kind of juggle which hand to use at which time, paying attention to the icons can really be helpful. Cans of food restore stamina, but toss the empty can after using it. Pick up an item. You can hold it then. You store in your inventory. Alright, so we have an inventory. We also have, yeah, just 2 pockets, really. Maybe we can eventually get more pockets, but probably not for the time being. I grab this one and this one. There we go. So that's actually kind of cool. And just to be clear, if I say grab this one, and then drink, and then, let's see. Oh, they said, what did they say? Drop a held item by pressing, okay, well. Oh, but I don't want to litter. Here, I'll put it right here. Put it back on the table so it's nice and obvious. Okay. You're carrying too many items, your inventory will turn red. No more items while encumbered. Interesting. I didn't realize. And I like. So I can't put that in my pocket. So I have 2 items right now. Is that too many? Maybe like if they're too heavy or something like that. Maybe that's what they mean. Because right now I'm holding 2. Oh. Wasn't expecting something like this. So, inventory will start turning red. Create handholds. Oh, I see. I see. Just keep slapping, keep bashing it in. That creates a handhold. I see what they're saying. Place them while climbing, keep an eye on your stamina. Right, right. Yes, if nothing else, yeah, you can always toggle. Yeah, what Anthony's pointing out. Yeah, if you're in a situation where you're like having to alternate smartly between the 2 hands, if nothing else, yeah, you can just release one, have the other one hold for a bit, and let the other one reset, let the other one rest. So you can kind of like balance between the 2 if need be. Like a little secret path. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's hard to say. They definitely want us to go up here as like the main path. I'm more concerned about the encumbered thing. Too many items. I don't see a place for me to store anything more than just the 2 in our pockets. Like the thing I have right now, can't put it here. Oh, I'm full of shit. You can. Oh, okay, okay. So, I see now. You have to use them. So, all right. So they say inventory will turn red. I want to see what that looks like. Let's see, how bad's that gonna be? I say reset. Oh, hammer's in place. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna see what that looks like. Because I was, in my mind, I was thinking we just have the 2 pockets, but now I see. How many pieces does it take for the inventory to start to reach its limit? Because I feel like I'm popping a lot of stuff in there. I do feel like my guy is moving around slower. I do feel like my guy's moving slower, but inventory will start turning red. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see the inventory turning red at all, which is relieving, but anyway, well, not too much of an issue, just something for us to be aware of. Anyway, so we definitely want to go up this way. Not sure what the X. Oh, they mean place it right there. I thought they meant don't put it there. I will. Oops. Yeah, I'd rather have that be in this hand. Grab that one. Can I put that there? I sure can. My guy's got impeccable reach. Impressive. I'll need to put another one. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll pop that in my pocket real quick. There we go. Grabbed all the ones that I could carry earlier. There we go. Use inventory while hanging and pull a python while climbing. Okay. Well, there we go. That's just like what Anthony was saying. The whoosh. Oh, like the background, the ambience. I don't know if that's music. It probably is. It's probably music. Let's turn that down a bit. I'll just lower the master more. Because I don't know what music is so far. Cause I don't know if we've really heard much music to speak of. I like it when sound effects at least has an entry. So we're even more. 0.1. 0.1, there we go. Is that what it's gonna take? Is that what it's gonna take? Games in 2025 and being loud. Name a better duo. Impossible. Swap hands and when gets tired, use the strained hand to hammer the next python, and do not forget to keep hanging. That's gonna be tricky to juggle, but I believe in myself. Somewhat. So they want us to go ahead and put one here. But here we'll have to kind of prove ourselves. So we hang off this one. Hang off that one. We'd have to actually put that in my pocket. So we'll hang off this one with one hand, with the other hand, grab a python. Thinking about this, so I can pull a python out. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Can I extract it? I guess I can't. I pressed the wrong button. Shit. I guess I could reset if I put myself in a crappy situation. So I'll go and hammer this one in, I guess. No way to grab it? No way to... Oh, there we go, there we go. Swap. So yes, if I grab this... And then place that... And then... Oh, shit. Like I'm doing this in the wrong order. And then, so while we're hanging, have that one. Oh, fuck. Oh, because I hadn't hammered that in yet, that's why. Oh, yeah, like, perfect example, kind of what I was describing earlier, where you have to be extremely aware of, yeah, what hand is holding what, especially when you're trying to, like, fumble with, this thing's in my pocket, this thing's in my inventory, this thing's hammering, this thing's holding a chisel, or holding the what's the word? Python? Python? Here, let's, that one away. Then, can I switch? Oh, shit. Crap. Yeah, I realize I've kind of screwed myself there. Because that one's in my pocket specifically. Oh, no, but I've got one left. I got one left, okay. If I want to kind of do... If I wanted to, like, kind of get this mechanism down. So I'm hanging like this. Grab this one. Put that one in there. And then... There we go. Switch with that one. That with this hand. Hammer this one in. There we go. Oh, oh shit, but my hand is full. Right. So in a situation like that, this hand is full. And this hand is just... This pocket's... That's why. Yeah, that pocket's not empty. So I was pressing the button, but that pocket's not going to work. So yeah, in that kind of case... How do you... Oh! You hold up the... You pull the inventory, then you press the corresponding button. So in my mind, I wasn't sure if I could put the hammer directly in my inventory from there, and yes, I can. Okay. Okay, so that's good to know. Of course, we can make it from here. I was making sure, I was trying to see if I could, like, prove myself, more or less. Yeah, well, you do have pockets, right. And I'm almost wondering if maybe I shouldn't be relying on the pockets too much. I mean, it's quick and easy, but in that situation earlier where I was holding something in a hand where the corresponding side didn't have a pocket available, so I was pressing the button and nothing was happening. So it's almost like you don't want to rely too much on the pockets. Large items do not fit. So the hammer fits. So that's not considered a large item. What would be considered a large item? Also, just to be clear, so they talk about how this will restore your stamina. That just for one specific hand, I wonder. If I like, so if I try this out, so if I tire out both hands, okay, it's probably good. And then one of these and drink it. Oh fuck. Okay, well by that point it already gone away anyway. All right, let's try it again. I want to see exactly how this works because, you know, the stamina goes away pretty quickly, or replenishes pretty quickly. Okay, so then quickly, here we go. Fuck! How do you drink? Okay, all right, it's, yeah. There's all these buttons to consider. Yeah, it takes muscle, right, the muscle memory. The muscle memory is the part I'm trying to, like, drill into my fucking brain. Because this is the tutorial, this is when I'm allowed to fuck around and find out and struggle a bit, like that's part of how it goes. There we go. And yeah, it looks like it did replenish it for both hands instantly. So if nothing else, if you find yourself in a situation, yeah, where you're hanging off something like this and you're struggling, if you have the wherewithal and, oh shit. Oh, right. I shouldn't have put that in my hands because the other one was struggling. So yeah, if you're in a situation where both hands are losing their grip, and that's the thing, how would you would still need one hand to reach into your inventory and grab an energy drink, but that's at least something. But yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. I put the hand that was holding was struggling. and the hand that was not holding was the one that's holding the hammer. Oh fuck, wrong button. Yeah. So that goes away. Oh, don't drop it. Fuck, I need that. I don't know how generous the fall damage is in this game, so I guess I'll play it safe. There we go. There we go. All right. Not sure how I dropped it. I must have pressed the wrong button. Someone's littering down here. So inconsiderate. If I had to guess, this is probably meant to be, you know, quite a bit more. This is probably meant to be challenging. But yeah, just trying to get that muscle memory, just like Anthony was saying. Anthony, it sounds like you've probably played this game quite a bit. You probably know exactly, like, you know, what I'm kind of like bumping into right now. It's because you probably were exactly in the same position as I am in right now. Meters. Hammer can break certain obstacles. Glad I still managed to hang on to it then. Use this as a weapon. I didn't realize that there were enemies. Good to know. I know, we could have just broken the first two, but I want to break all three. So in the case of self-defense, to throw a rebar? Oh, you sure do. You sure do. Don't throw it at a shallow angle. Aim at sharp and pointed angles. Throwing rebar when you're not on solid ground. Is it the knockback? Well, let's see. So let's put that in the inventory. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm thinking I should be relying less and less on pockets, just given my experience in the previous area. I've got a good feeling about this purple death poison. I had a really good feeling about this. We're ultimately going to need to climb up there. If I grab one, I see what they mean. Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that there. I should have thrown it. Well, it probably doesn't matter too much. Yeah, it's not just a... Right there, there we go. It's not just like a toss, it's a fucking javelin throw. And if I had to guess, Actually, that went into the wall pretty well. I'm trying to find an angle that would not work. I want to see an example of an angle that's like too shallow. And also they were saying like, yeah, if you're hanging off something, that's not too bad. We can always reach that, obviously. There's plentiful rebar around here. I'm gonna find an example where like, God, look how dark and spooky it is. Anything back here? No. Okay. I see a dark spooky room, I get excited, or a spooky area. I guess it's not the end of the world if I fall in the poison, but I'm just thinking like, I hang off like this. I go, yoink. There we go. Yeah, I see what they mean. I see what they mean. Yeah, it does toss you off completely. So that was the verification, the validation I needed. Like to dissect it. Yeah, I recognizing the importance of understanding the systems in this game. I'm trying to really drill things like you were just saying, the muscle memory. I'm trying to really imprint that upon my brain, so that way when we're in the, you know, the real thick of it, I don't have to overanalyze quite as much, and it can be more kind of built in. One thing I know that I know I'm like very weird about, or maybe not, maybe it's not that weird, but it's maybe kind of strange, is I love playing a game like this and trying to find the kinds of systems that I know speedrunners would love. I'm not a speedrunner, but I enjoy watching speedrunners. It's always kind of fun watching a game like this, or getting into a game like this and trying to pick out those little the cursor's like very lined. Pick up those little moments, or those placements in a game's systems where you could see like somebody finding interesting ways to like sequence break or just do interesting skips, that kind of thing. Yeah, shallow angles. That was the one thing I was a little bit unsure about. So, like, so a dead on angle, that's nice and easy. When I thought shallow, oh, maybe this is what they meant by shallow angle. I was thinking like maybe too vertically shallow. Maybe they mean more like horizontal. There we go. Yeah, it bounced right off. So if it glances like that, that one's not too bad. And once it's in, it's in. You can't yoink it back out. And not yoink it. Cannot yoink it, but like, yeah, that's pretty shallow. Okay, cool. Whoop. Right. This one. And this one. And whoop. And then whoop. Grab this one. And then up. And then up. You know, in video games, we always say how you will verifiably do better in a video game, or jump farther, or have a more realistic experience if you like make noises as you're trying to make jumps. You know, make the noise if when you're trying to jump, it'll make you jump farther, that kind of thing. Same kind of thing here. Yeah, if you make the noise when you're trying to climb, it'll make you climb better. Also, I'm like, I see this and I go, ooh, does this lead to something? And I'm like, well, actually, there's like a little, hold on. Oh, I think it's some more rebar. Let's find out. Whoop. It's like fancy rebar. Oh, it's for making more ropes. Making more ropes, I see. Oh, and it's too big to put in your pockets. That's an example of something that's too big for pockets. Whoop. Chunk. Regular speedrun options. I do enjoy it, especially given that I don't give a fuck about actually being a speedrunner myself, but I do enjoy them. Did it stick after it does? It does stick after it does, yeah, after the bounce. Because, yeah, you saw it glanced off that wall there. When I was testing, it glanced off that wall, except for that one instance. But the two of them, they glanced off this wall and just reflected off and went into that one instead. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Great for crossing big pits. I like big pits, and I cannot lie. All right, we can make this, right? And, of course, actually, okay, no, our hands do get tired, but not really that bad. Yeah, I feel like on the rope, it's not quite as bad. An achievement.
Thank you, maintenance worker, for completing the Substructure 17 Maintenance Traversal Exam. Congratulations, you are the first worker to complete this course in the last 12,300 132 days.
Well, damn.
Celebrate with a glass of wine in your habitation's designated recreational center. Reminder, tomorrow is your first 14-hour shift.
Oh my god.
Due to low employment, reduced hours are not being approved at this time. Paid time off is not being approved at this time. Sick leave is not being approved at this time. Parental leave is not being approved at this time. Bereavement is not being approved at this time. We hope you enjoy your time as a Substructure 17 maintenance worker. Hit the button to begin your career.
What about accidentally cut off my own penis again? Time. Instructions unclear. Penis stuck in light socket again. Time. I guess we'll only one way to find out. Time to cut off our own penis. Otherwise, no on-screen timer for us. There's Iron Knuckle, which is, I guess, just hard mode, and then real hard mode, which is, you know, hard mode. There's an endless mode. Actually, multiple endless modes. Cool. All kinds of fun stuff after we beat the campaign. Oh, shnikes. Now, this game does launch into early access tomorrow. So the version we're playing is basically early access, but it's, I have early access to early access. It's early access. So I don't know if all the, if all the levels are available yet. I don't know what flavor of early access this is, if the game is like finished, but it's just getting polished, or if there's like additional like large chunks remaining. All I know is starting the campaign. There we go, baby. There we go. Anthony says they own your ass. Escape. So is our job to escape? Yeah, then we open, look at that. Yeah, we go in the door. Can I yank? Yeah, I'm like yanking with all my might. Get the fuck out of here. I can't do it. Can't. Unless is it a push door? Am I yanking with all my might and it's a fucking push door? No dice. Anything up here? Nothing up there. So yeah, they were saying like, yeah, your job begins now. Is my job to run and escape, or is my job to do something else? And we said, you know what? I think I'd rather not. We'd rather get the fuck out of Dodge. Anything else I can salvage? Salvage. Let's just make a new word. Run. That way. You got it. You got it, fam. What I don't look forward to is any kind of situation where I'm required to... where I'm required to be in a situation where I'm like juggling hammer and what is it called? Python? Hammer and Python, and then also energy drink, and then also rebar, and then also like having to really do a fuck ton of inventory management and stamina management. Like, I hope I'm in a situation where that's required. Like, you know, again, talking about speedruns and that kind of thing.
Update. Long-term storage silo 352 is at maximum capacity. Additional containers must be rerouted.
The idea of trying to like really... You can pick up boxes, that's kind of cool. The idea of trying to like really optimize a speed strat, that kind of thing. I could absolutely see a situation where, oh, can I pull up the box I'm on? No, I cannot. Okay. Yeah, I could very much see somebody being in a situation where they're like, yeah, if they're trying to over-optimize and like sequence break something, I could see someone having to get that level of precision, but hopefully it's not required for just the basic campaigns. Also, I wonder if there's secrets. It's like I see spots up there to climb. Might be one of those games where there's really no one correct path. And maybe there's a bunch. Wait, hold on. Oh, what am I seeing? It's dripping? Are those like spikes? Some kind of living thing, some kind of living tendril thing. What the shit? Well, maybe I don't want to go up that way. I was just saying maybe there's no wrong way. I think that way is kind of fucked. So, and of course, you know, we played Lorne's Lure last year. We didn't beat it obviously, but played a good chunk of it. And I did enjoy it, and that game was kind of opaque in where you were supposed to go, where you were expected to go. But with that game, it's almost like you're expected to kind of break the rules, and yeah, not necessarily go where you're expected, and you know, not you're kind of expected to kind of cheese the game a little bit.
Caution. Structural stress fractures identified in training chamber 5 scaffolding.
That's what we're calling them. What's up, Silverant?
Until repairs are completed.
It seems like, let's see if there's like a pattern to what they latch onto. Because there was one, wasn't there one? Yeah, I was gonna say there was one right there. Well, I can't see where it's coming from. Oh, fuck. Flip right off. Oh. So, I don't know what this game's checkpoints are gonna be like. Might have to get good. The tutorial was pretty generous insofar as I don't think there was fall damage, or if there was, I just never succumbed to it. Silo. Yep. I'm over here like, now wait a goddamn second. I have no memory of this place. Did I have a stroke? Am I having? Is anyone smelling burnt toast? Is anyone smelling burnt almonds right now? No, did I just wipe my memory of this area? Or is there some proc gen? Is there some procedural generation happening?
It's now overdue by hours. Reduced airflow efficiency expected.
That broken ladder. The rebar, see a whole bunch of stuff. So yes, there must be some procedural generation then. We could go up that way. Let me in. Let me in. Or let me out, rather. Yo, what's up, right after Claps? There you go. You gotta get further, buddy. Well, here's the thing. I just died, and I, like, respawned in a completely different facility. So I'm over here like, I don't think this is linear. It's not procedurally generated. Okay. What the area is. Maybe it's, like, in a different order. That kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm not sure if it's so linear. I mean, there's probably, like, a height level. I don't know if there's a way to see my current level right now. But I think, yeah, there's, like, a way to see your ascension status. Oh, man. So you have to really be smart about this, then. So there is some kind of ladder thing up there. I don't know if that ladder's actually climbable. It probably is. As far as ledges to, like, kind of stand on for a bit. See those guys? That's probably standable right there, isn't it? Can I make this? Oh. There we go. Good enough. Good enough for me. Can probably jump and hoist myself up yonder. Yeah, knowing that there's no... I mean, surely there's autosaves, right?
In training chamber 47 is partially operational. Personal illumination devices recommended.
Is that a problem? Is that a problem that the area below me is flooding slowly? Or is that just a visual effect? Dad, is this real? Okay, maybe I should, up to it then. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't reach that? I can't reach that? Oh, that's a problem. I was kind of banking on that. Well, I can reach this one at least. Whoop. That's probably what... When I fell earlier, that's probably what got me. When I fell earlier, it wasn't the fall damage that got me, it was the fucking death water. Bender. Oh, if I want to get any of these things. Man, I guess I has to be a speedrun now because that thing is charging up. That is scurry. Did not expect there to be a timeliness aspect of this game, but I guess Since I didn't really watch the full trailer, I saw like a couple blips about this game, and I said, yeah, this sounds cool. Like, I mean, and it's by a publisher I love. Hell yeah. Didn't know quite what I was getting myself into, but you know what? I'm down for the challenge. I am down. Now, the good news is that once you reach top of one of these little chamber areas, I think it kind of seals itself. There we go. It kind of seals itself. So I think we're okay. We get a bit of a reprieve, but I'm not sure how long of a reprieve we have. Meter 150. Okay. 30 minutes. That's pretty good. Yeah, we just did the tutorial a little bit earlier. Yeah, sump drain zone. Interesting. Interesting stuff, yeah. Pop that in. Got a lot of rebar. I do have my hammer. And knowing that the water is filling up is scary. It's good to see the Rhinoceros, and yeah, I'm very fortunate that I was able to get early access. Well, the game isn't available in early access right now. This is pre-early access. This is early access, lowercase e, lowercase a, to the early access, uppercase e, uppercase a version, which will be coming out tomorrow. Early access to the early access. Uh-oh. That's probably the sign that says, all right, filling up. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. I bounced off something. Hopefully morale. I thought maybe the, like, the wall hit, like the floor had opened up. Oh, I think I hit off that angled surface. I think it threw me off, yeah. So that, yeah, I think that beeping is them saying, like, it's starting to fill up now, so get fucking ready. Oh, that's what it was. I tried to pull myself up and I bonked on the ceiling. Or try to jump maybe here. There we go. There we go. Shiny? We got 100. Shiny. Why are you shiny? Like, do I kill you? Oh god. Hold on. Pressed the wrong button. Oh fuck, I pressed well, this stupid button. Supposed to kill the shiny thing? Is violence the answer? I could javelin him with the rebar. Is it worth it though? Is it worth the waste of resources? Even though there's some stuff down there? Especially with the water filling up. He's smartly hiding from me. I missed. Anyway. There. Up there as well. Okay. Now... Oh, wrong button. This is always a little bit mind-bending when you start to go at an angle like this. Getting a little bit hurty hands. Trying to like pace things accordingly. No idea.
Climate control systems for deep substructure remains within acceptable parameters.
Glowy boys are about. What's this glowy friend about? Is they scare me away so quickly. Fuck out of here. Get out of here. Surely there's like, I don't know if there's like a currency system. Oh, we did see the vending machine. We saw the vending machine that like, where there is some kind of currency system. Maybe that's how you get the money, is by killing the little gold bugs. If I really mind quite so much at this point. Whoop. 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 Oh, I've got not a ton of energy, although I do have the energy drinks. So if it really gets desperate, I might have to bust one of those puppies out. That hand's getting real red, real red. Can I get there? Yeah, we go. How are we doing with this? It's getting there. It's getting there. How much the game will be ultimately? Like how expensive it is, that is? Is this the demo? So yeah, this is what will be available tomorrow with the early access release. Is it unlimited energy or star power? It'd be awesome if it was star power. Bum, 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 bum. You're just invincible for a bit. That'd be sick. But it'd be like 10 seconds and wouldn't be much. Inventory will call. Yeah, I really tried, and perhaps in vain, but I tried in the tutorial to spend extra time really drilling that into my brain, how to like fuck with inventory. And I was saying earlier how like I'll really be in trouble if there's a situation where I need to, I'm like holding with one hand, I've got a chisel or a python with one hand, I have to jam in and then grab my hammer, bang it, and then put that away, grab with this one, let go with this one, grab an energy drink, drink it, throw the can away, put that, get that hand free, grab this, let go of that one, give that one a break. Like, I'm gonna be in trouble if I'm having to do that much kind of interchanging, that kind of switching off. The rebar silver, yeah, rebar seems pretty like universally amazing. It's heavy, but yeah, rebar's pretty nice. Probably not like weight efficient, but it's pretty awesome, honestly. You feel that jump silver? Oh, the one where you're swinging. That one wasn't too bad to me, but I appreciate that the tutorial emphasized the momentum aspect of it. The momentum aspect was really helpful. So I don't know if I can take too much credit. I think the tutorial did a good job of prepping me for what was going to be the reality of that situation. Not sure I can make that one, so I think I will indeed. Probably one of these puppies. There. Yeah, just to play it safe. If I'm in a situation where I should get over there.
Recovery since last sweep. Data integrity questionable.
One of those. Yeah, if I'm in a situation where I can take my time, I might as well use the pythons. But if I'm in a situation where I want to, or I want to kind of go fast and, that one. Whoop. There we go. If I'm in a situation where where time and like haste is of the essence, then I'll probably go for the rebar. Yeah, if I'm able to like not be hanging on off of something, if I'm able to be on solid ground and kind of chill for a second, then yeah, it seems like the chill choice is the python option. But yeah, rebar is so universally helpful. Very good utility. Oh! That can happen. I heard the noises if I saw the buggies, and I said, I want to know what the buggies are. Yeah, roaches. Roaches banked. What are the roaches? What are the roaches? I want to know. I want to know. And then I get fucking obliterated. Fucking obliterated. Yeah, I see that and I go, huh, what's that? And then I go, what's that noise? As I'm turned to meat chunks. You're right, there's also the switch hands option. Yeah, there is that. Thank you, Ryan Not Claps. It's good. I appreciate you popping in, man. You're always so helpful and always so encouraging. Really appreciate you, man. Appreciate you popping in. Appreciate you checking out the YouTube every so often. You're a freaking homie, dude. That is very much something I'm ultimately grateful for. Never something I expect, but of course it's. I appreciate you chilling with us and in your encouragement. Always so enthusiastic. Makes me happy, man. Yeah, a little whoopsie daisy. Silverant, yeah, Silverant's like, yeah, that kind of notion where you're just like, hey, what's that down there? And not realizing when that thing starts. I was thinking it would shut once I cleared the threshold. Not once it detects movement. Okay, so here's this little area. Here's the fella. Can I get the fella? Get out of here. The chunk. So I don't know if I want to fuck with the tentacle lads. I don't know if I have a choice. I might have to fuck with the tentacle lads. I don't see any on this side. Yeah, but they're there. They're definitely there. Yeah, what killed me last time was a combination of not knowing That the floor turns to lava after a bit. Also being like, what is going on with these tentacle boys? Now, they were saying that, you know, you might have to employ self-defense when it comes to hammer time. So if nothing else, I'd probably, like, if I could find the source of the tentacles, I could probably pop them. Now, the fucking, what are they called in Half-Life? Barnacles?
B12 remains at 64% function.
That one moves. Oh, that one's also... Actually, can I grab him? Oh, I can grab him? Do I want to? That seems unwise. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, I'm ascending, but I think I'm getting eaten. Hammer? I'm dead. Get it? Oh, I just got an achievement. And it was get eaten by a barnacle. So, obviously it's just a Half-Life reference. There's no way this takes place in the Half-Life universe. Yeah, I got eaten by a barnacle. So they're called the same thing in this game. They're not exactly the same thing as they are in Half-Life. For one thing, in Half-Life they have like multiple tendrils. I'm sorry, in Half-Life they have one. In Half-Life they have one tendril, whereas in this one they have multiple. And in Half-Life they only hang down and they stay still, waiting for like some unknowing prey to flop into them. Whereas in this game, you know, they're constantly spiking out, seeking their next snackerino. So here, so this is alternated. Now we're back to this one. So it seems like, yeah, there's two paths so far, at least. So far, at least. The last time, yeah, we made that jump. I'm gonna see if I can do this one this time. To the tune of me saying how it's like I want to try to get good at certain inventory management situations. So if I hoist myself up, actually, can I just jump? Can I jump on the door frame? No, I cannot. Hoist myself up. Actually, let's do this one. Oop. Oh, actually, I am starting on the thing. Okay. Yeah, I realized I should have let go. Yeah, in that situation where I was hanging on like that, I should have done this. I should have put that away. There we go. Giving that one a break. That to bang the rest of it in. Put that back. And then... And then... There we go. Seems like the harder... Ooh. That's not good. It's getting really red. Seems like the harder of the two. Of the two paths. But, it did get us up there pretty quickly. Although it was probably harder, it was a faster option. Sometimes how it goes in games like this. I think last time we went up this way. Let's continue up this way. Like I could probably stand to get more experience, more exposure. More exposure to pay my starving family. Thank goodness. Pay my feed my starving family with all this exposure I'm being exposed to. Roaches banks. So I very much do want to be on the lookout. Some roachly situations where I can, if nothing else, yeah, maybe I could just pop that in my pocket there, so it's always at the ready. But yeah, knowing that I'm kind of... Uh-oh, not good. Oop. Okay. Junk. There's some kind of roach bank system, and again, maybe that's just for the vending machines like we saw earlier. I do feel like I should try to be on my guard, on my best behavior of keeping an eye out. Any other resources lying around here? I'll use the one earlier. And of course, you can drop anything. A purple is in some colors. You can drop anything in your inventory, including the hammer. If you drop your hammer like down a big shaft or something, then you're kind of screwed, obviously. Maybe there'll be an opportunity to get like extra or replacement hammers later on, but I can very much see the situation where someone drops one when they don't mean to. And they have regretty spaghetti. That was a regular one. It's not a shiny one, but a regular one. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. There we go. There we go. Is that a shiny one? Yeah. Did he go through the fucking wall? God damn, bro. That's just brutal. You know, I can get you if you just clip to the floor. I killed a regular one. Does that count for something? No. No, it doesn't. Dudes clip to the floors. They're cheating, man. They're cheatins. Hey. I get money for breaking things? For breaking company product? Oh, company materials. Can I open this? Yeah, I'm like yanking with all my might. Yeah, I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I see a grate like this. I think, yeah, how can I move that shit? Yeah, can't fuck with it.
Debris reported in training chamber corridors.
Oh well.
Navigation.
Yeah, that's happening. So, time to get the ball rolling here. 100 meters. What was my record so far? 175. Pretty good. Well, it's probably not that good, but for me, it feels good. Do not climb, but I wanna. I wanna climb. This game's all about climbing. Wonder if that's to be taken literally or if that's just the employer being shitters. Do not shock me. Do not climb. Do not come. I'm gonna come. That's the next one up. That'll take us to like about 125, I think. 25 meters. Oop. There we go. Pick up my handy dandy hammer for when the roach dares to approach. 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 Alright, anyway. Enough of that. You're having too much fun, Alex. Oh, there's the fella. The fella. One for the fellas. Whoop. Get fucked! I got him. Alright, so I killed one. No idea what it does for me. Other than the sexual thrill, but I'm pretty happy about it. Pretty happy about that shit. And this looks fairly familiar. I think we've done some version of this little area before. Maybe slightly different. It's a slight remix on a familiar theme. Yep. Now, I don't know if I should always, like, throw boxes around. It's entirely possible the boxes could have some utility. Right, let me grab one thing. Yeah, it's entirely possible that I might need to use the boxes at some point, but I don't know, I feel like you're more likely to want to, instead of hoist yourself up, for a slightly better vertical starting point, it'd be nicer to just, like, find a better point to, like, grab on, find a better latch point to grab onto versus jump off of a floor higher. It's not really so much a, I mean, it's like platforming is obviously a thing you do in this game, but I don't know, I wouldn't call this platforming. This is more like, yeah, vertical resource management, you know, vertical resource management and puzzle solving. And I think of platforming, it's a lot of jumping, and there's some jumping, but yeah, like the fact that you're having to manage your stamina and your resources. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab all these things. Actually, do I know what this is? Yeah, I know what that is. It is too big to put in my pocket. It's an inventory, though. I definitely know what that is. That creates a rope. For dangling. For dingle-dangling. Yeah, it's kind of a, it's a unique take on what I think of when I, you know, what I usually think of when I think of the word platformer. Definitely something unique. It's more, yeah, more resource managey than something like Lauren's Lure. Lauren's Lure to me was closer to being a platformer, because it was, yeah, I felt like there was more emphasis on jumping and like finding your way to the next platform, that kind of thing. Whereas this is, you're just going up and you're trying to find ways to go up. Like, you know, with the resources you have given, with what you have available to you. A very dark, oh, here we go. A very Soulsborne design philosophy. Ah, yes, this truly is the Dark Souls of of climbing game. You know, we always say that one of the defining features of a Soulsborne game is that resource management that usually involves things like stamina.
It's overdue. Filtration efficiency out.
And here we are. Here we are in a very stamina-laden game. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's basically Dark Souls. It's Alex compares the game to Dark... Oh, fuck you. How'd that not reach? Come on. How'd that not reach? What if I just hang down and get his ass? Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Right now, if I don't fucking obliterate myself trying to get this little fucker. For a reason, like, you know, even though I have no idea what the benefit of killing these guys is. These little fuckers just love to, like, clip... Oh, I think he fell down. That little cheater. Cheating cheater would rather die by gravity bullshit than letting me slurp his value. Ain't that some goddamn shit? Ain't that some shit? Oh well. Again, I'm not actually even familiar with what the little gold fellas are for or worth, other than probably for the vending machines. And let's be real, we've been pretty fortunate so far. We haven't really needed... I've never been in a situation where I thought to myself, oh man, I wish I had more of the rebar. I wish I had more of the pythons or another hammer. Oh, look at that. Our inventory's getting a little bit full now. Let's, I mean, these I'm probably not going to use. Drink it. And toss that shit. Hiya! Hiya! Fuck you, chair. Hup. 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 Oh, shit. Dropped it. Trying to pace this smartly. I think we got this, though. I think we got this. That's the, tippity top. Everybody loves reaching for the tip. There we go. What's up, Jolly? Curious, Alex. You say the game is called White Knuckle. You see, the game is called White Knuckle, and yet the knuckles indeed turn quite red. Good to see you, Jolly. It's fun getting to pop in your stream for a bit. The other day, and of course, when you raided, I think you raided Aaron. I think you raided Koala Baritone. I was like hell yeah, this person. I've seen this person before. They are really cool. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, you raided at like 3 seconds before I raided him, so it was extremely delightful timing. I remember being like, all right, when we all pop into Aaron's stream, we're all gonna pretend this was extremely planned. I'm just gonna piggyback very selfishly off of Jolly, who raided first. I'm just gonna pretend that I was all part of it as well. Because Jolly did all the hard work, and I'm just here to take some of the glory. And by some, I mean all. After 250 meters, so we're popping. Chunk. So I've yet to live through this one. I either die to fall damage or die to getting slurped by the water that is ever so rising. Or I get eaten by a barnacle. Which is not just me calling them by their Half-Life name, but actually what they're called in this game. I'm pretty sure this does not take place in the Half-Life cinematic universe, although I wouldn't complain if it did. We double-teamed Aaron. Dude, that's been on my... It's been on my bucket list for so long. My bucket list or my fuck it list? Anyway. God, I wish that were me. After all these years. Finally, double-teaming Aaron. 300 meters, baby. Yeah, see, I'll put them in this pocket. I should be putting too much in pockets, but... I have one more energy drink. I'll drink it for no reason. Fuck that shit. There we go. Anything that I can't live without, I think we're in good shape. I might eventually drop some of the pythons in lieu of more rebar. Oh, that water's getting real fast. That water's getting real fast. I thought I had way more time. Because in my mind, I was like, what's that scary sounding music? I'm over here fantasizing about double teaming Aaron and, you know, all kinds of fantasies that, you know, I don't normally just share with people on the internet, and yet here I am doing exactly that. Whoop. So, yeah, this is exactly what the golden fellers are for. Here we go. We banked Actually, we've banked 0. Because I killed one in the previous run. Unless that was this one. We're jumping in. Yeah, there's... That bim bum bum, I think, means... Time's a-wasting. Don't be lollygagging. That's the game's way of saying that, like, past a certain point, it starts to speed up. Ricks? Eh. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. I think past a certain point, things speed up. And you're... Because, yeah, the first couple areas, it was, like, pretty chill. It's been decidedly less chill. Timer's been a lot less forgiving this time. You have to grab them? Oh, I thought you had to kill them. You had to kill them. You have to grab their asses. Good to know. Thank you, Silverend. Yeah. Must be a fun area. Silverend's like, heh. Alex has no idea. Clueless. Be correct, I am clueless. I don't think it's rising yet. I mean, it's satisfying getting to break stuff. That's kind of fun. Shiny. Inventory. Wait, eat you? Probably don't eat you. Uh-oh. Right, that'll have to wait. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How do I drop? There, yeah, there we go. Uh-oh, I'm dead. What? What? Why am I flying? Oh, I'm dead. Okay. There was an updraft. There was an updog. There was an updog draft. I was over here fumbling with the inventory. Somehow, I was in a weird situation where I couldn't put... Maybe I was pressing the wrong button, but I couldn't put anything in my pockets. My inventory was getting full. I'm a little bit surprised that... Maybe it's not a weight issue. Maybe it's a space issue. Because I'm surprised that, like, a python is the same capacity as a bug. I thought a roach would be, like, infinitesimally small. By the way, new deep storage content. Not sure I know what that means, but good to know. So 376 meters, that's our best so far. And still haven't banked anything. So having them in your inventory isn't enough. I'm gonna ask a really dumb question. Do you eat them? Like, how do you save them for... I'm assuming when they say banked, they mean available for future runs. Especially the silver one. The silver one seemed important. I've never seen anything that uses the silver ones. The vending machines. Okay, so when it says banked, I guess that means you can't actually use them between runs. I'm guessing that means you can't use them between runs. You only have them for that one run, and that's it. Because I don't really need them for the vending machines. Oh, unless you insert them into the vending machines, and the vending machines are the bank. That wouldn't make sense, because you use the vending machine to buy something, not store... Well, I don't know, maybe? I don't know. I need to ruminate more on this, I guess. I wish that part was explained to me. In-game, at least. It'd be nice if something in the game said, oh, by the way, you'll find these bugs. Here's what you do with them. Like, that part's confusing. What's up, Meerkat? Was there an updog? There was an updog. There was an updog. Was there a sock con? Do you mean suck upon? Or bofa, that kind of thing? Don't really bank them too much. I guess next time I have one in my inventory, and if I have time, I'll try the vending machine. But knowing we gotta go fast is important. That is important. I do appreciate the info, Silverint. Yeah, that is helpful. Even as my small little brain is trying to catch up, trying to piece it together. And you're still getting your sea legs, or your sea knuckles. Deep storage. Deep. My favorite kind of storage. Storage that goes real deep. Real deep, real hard, real long. And I'm guessing that boop 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 is either that activates and the water in the room begins to fill with water. That activates when you've either ascended to a certain level, a certain elevation. in one of these areas, or when a certain amount of time has passed, or maybe either or. It's like whichever comes first. Oh shit, that's what killed me that one time. Not quite clear. Maybe the idea is you're just not supposed to jump from that side. That's probably what. That's probably it. It's yet to beep, and I don't think it started to fill with water yet. Get that one and that one. Okay. I put them in the inventory. They're just wriggling around. So if I find a vending machine, I'll see if I can put them in. I don't know if I need or want to fuck with, like, actually buying something. So yeah, we don't actually need the stuff yet. But yeah, to what Silverant pointed out, I think the silver ones, I think the silver buggos are probably extra special. Or maybe they're like platinum because they're like extra shiny. That's what makes me think like, oh yeah, there's probably... I've seen several of the gold ones by now, but that was earlier. That was the first time we saw one of the silver boys. Or shiny platinum ones. There we go. Get the devil. Another one. Bloop. Then yoink. Then fuck you. Begins. It's probably time-based then.
Notice. Routine power diagnostics and air exchange scheduled for tomorrow. Expect localized system interruptions.
There's that ominous noise. Begins to fill with... Maybe it's not water. Maybe it's like fucking poison or some shit, because it kills you pretty quick. Oh, speaking of getting killed pretty quick, what the fuck happened here, bros? Sorry about y'all. It's not rising super quick, so... Can I make that jump? I feel like the answer is maybe? Maybe not actually quite, so I'm gonna play it safe. Now we're good. I feel like that's just beyond our reach. We'll play it safe. And time like that, since we have a few moments to ourselves. But really just a few. And up we go. Grab another one of these guys because I just used one. Guess I'll grab an energy drink for now, but I don't really know if they're worth it just yet. My casual level of play. I'm a playful casual guy. Oh, I noticed I'm too late. I know if I stood there for too long, I would have gotten penis crushed. Yeah, Whale, what's up, Whale? I've heard about the Oblivion Remaster stuff, yeah. A little bit surprising, although I guess not terribly surprised because Bethesda probably needs some income revenue. Or income streams, rather. Let's say income revenue. Revenue streams, given that, you know, haven't, like, made a game in a while. They haven't made a game in a while, you know, people can only buy Skyrim for the 17th time. So many times, so... Probably need some juice coming in. I mean, it's cool, I'm glad it's being made. Or it's being confirmed, at least, but... And, kind of an open secret for a while. At least now it's official. Like, it's truly confirmed. Truly. I kill. Kill. Like, he does stay dead. Cool. And actually, I will go to that side. Exactly what I'll do. It's good to see you, Whale. We'll get Alias. What's up, bud? This is a bit-rated game. Oh, I didn't even think to ask. Yeah, is it because Alias raises a good point? It's probably pretty. The stream probably is struggling a little bit, given like the kind of muddy textures this game has. So yeah, this game is like painful on the eyes slightly. I think there's some stuff I can do on my end to make it less fucky. Unfortunately, not a ton, but some stuff potentially. Is it pure climbing? It is like 99% climbing. A teensy bit of combat sometimes, but mostly climbing and creative problem solving and thinking on the fly and that kind of thing. It's for me it's more climbing than Lorne's Lure. Lorne's Lure, there was a lot of climbing, but there was a lot of platforming. I feel like I feel like in this one there's not quite as much platforming. More emphasis on like, yeah, actually hands-on things to climb onto, and also like dealing with how to like create new surfaces to grab onto. Maybe surface isn't the right word, but
identified in training chamber 5 scaffolding.
how do I drop?
Upper platforms until repairs are completed.
There we go. Take it over there. Or just climb up. I think that's the key. I'm gonna hoist myself up. Here's a good example right here. I'll grab that one. And then Q. Oh, and okay, then I'll switch. And grab that guy. 1, 2, 3. Back away. Still a little bit far. Jump! There we go. That was a little risky, given that the water's coming up. All right. Shake it off, shake it off. Hands are pretty tired, but we got there. We're still doing okay. Actually, that might have been the majority of what we needed to do there. That was, did skip quite a bit of the other things here. I got the rope boy. I will drop the big boys. Yeah, and by drop, I mean fucking chuck that shit full tilt. And make room for that in my inventory. Some pythons over here. We have enough of those as it is. Once you start to get the mechanics down and get them that kind of momentum feeling, that kind of... Oh, here we go. Here's how you... There we go. That's how you bank them. So the vending machine is a bank and also a vending machine. That's so bizarre. That's so bizarre. But now we know. Now we know. That is truly out of this world. But I will say it is satisfying feeling like you're picking up on how the systems work. Managing inventory interactions like we did just now, juggling, holding onto something, hammering a python into the wall. As one hand is getting tired, switching off successfully without falling. Like, it's satisfying pulling that off. It's a little bit tricky at first. It's not a little bit. It's very tricky at first. But, yeah, it's a good feeling once you start to kind of piece it together. And I can only imagine that it's going to get bananas later on. Oh, fuck. That's what I wanted. Some custom maps on Lawrence. That does sound fun. Yeah, I need to, of course, I need to beat the main game. But I'm glad I was able to play the main game because I'd played the demo years ago. That's one of those that I'd always want to come back for. The fact that these fucking dudes just go through walls is like, bruh, my dude, my guy. It's so lame. It's so not cash money. I angle my head a little bit sideways whenever I do these kind of grabbing maneuvers. That's good to see though, Alias. And yeah, this, if you enjoy Lauren's Lure and you were kind of hungry for something similar enough, but with like a different focus, like a different specialization, this one's pretty cool, and it does enter early access tomorrow.
Fumes detected.
Oh! Bonked. I bonked against the ceiling. Bonked against the ceiling. It's happened a few times. What happens, man? It's what happens. And when you die, the run ends and you start afresh. Start anew, and you get... The runs are not all the same. The blocks are predetermined, but the order of the blocks is not predetermined. In Lawrence, you get pretty powerful. Yeah, this one's... Yeah, exactly. This is much more puzzly. Much more puzzle solving. Is there inventory weight? I think it's inventory space. Because a bug and a big old chunk of rebar seems to weigh the same. But the bugs and like small things you can put in your pocket, the rebar you cannot because it's too large. Yeah, the bitrate's probably struggling a little bit. This game is very cool. The one downside is that it's a lot of the same colors. A lot of grays, a lot of black, a lot of shades of gray. Some reds, obviously. But yeah, Twitch, like just video encoding in general, struggles when there's a lot of like the same kinds of colors all jumbled together. And like mishmashes like this. When it's a kind of a like smudgy, kind of textures that are all blended together like this. Versus something that's a little bit more vibrant, where the colors stand out a little bit better. Not to say one's better than the other, it's, you know, it's a stylistic choice, but the video encoding on Twitch, for live streaming at least, Maybe not so much for like YouTube, like videos, like video encoding, but for live video, it definitely is tougher. This one. There we go. Yeah, like at the end of your demo. Oh yeah, yeah. Bonking against the ceiling is, and the tricky thing is like it's very it's very easy to kind of rely on the jump button to kind of pull you up over that last little nudge. You're doing some kind of platforming challenge. It's very tantalizing, and I probably do it more often than I should because it's quick, and I feel like I've played enough FPSs. I like to think I know what I'm doing, but if you're on if you're facing down a ceiling that is unclear, like in that case right there, I just hoisted myself up without the space button. If you're unclear how high the ceiling is above you, yeah, it's kind of no wonder that the bonks are very likely to happen. 2 meters. Realize I've kind of put baby in a corner. And baby. I don't have a lot, but I think that probably enough. There we go. I probably didn't have to do that, but it's like, yeah, I might as well. And of course, I'm always hoarding these damn things. I never actually seem to use them my own damn self. Just stick them in my pockets and forget about them, so I might as well use these things from time to time at least. If nothing else, it forced me to get more experience with them. If I have any hope of getting good in this game, I gotta get the handle on knowing how to use certain things in certain situations. Yeah, hit your head in the ceiling. Yep, the bonks, man. The bonks in a game like this can be fucking brutal. This is a sideways ladder. Mario 3 climbing on the walls, hopping on the wired wall things. The Koopa Troopas climbing around you on the other side. Whoop. There might be resources over there, maybe. Oh, fuck. Good example. Yeah, I bonked off that thing. Want to see what's over there? Don't know if it matters too much. I heard the bing bong, but I think that was a little bit earlier. I don't know if I'd be able to make that angle. It would basically be just a jump, and I could very easily bonk off that guy. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I would have had to have approached from underneath. Trying to go now, being able to jump would be really dicey. Not worth. Not worth. Hang around. Oh god, my eyes! Jesus fucking Christ. Turn down that light! There we go. This is new area. I think you're right. I think we unlocked this one because we got an achievement, or maybe not an achievement, but a notification earlier saying like, bing bing, you unlocked, congratulations, you unlocked a new area for whatever like realm, whatever realm this is called, or whatever area this is called. I think we're unlocking new chunks. Unlocking new chunks sometimes. So I see that we can climb onto. I have a whole lot to my name right now. If I jump from there, where does that bring me? Hop on this guy if nothing else. Okay, I can't go underneath that guy. I can go on top of this. Oh, fuck. Where's coming up? Coming up. No, oh, fuck. Not a ton of options here.
Air quality in common area 4 within acceptable limits. Ventilation systems stable.
And this one. Pretty much all of our resources. Oh, here we go. Here's one replacement. It's the rope variety. A little bit more valuable, I think. Oh, couldn't grab onto that. That's surprising. But I can grab onto this. There we go. There we go. Oh! Oh, I fell in? Unexpected. Well, we're not dead. Good to know that's hollow. Good to know. That was scary. Yo, my hand's sweating, man. My hand's sweating. That's how you know it's fucking real, baby. That's how you know it's fucking real. So, the rebar costs 3. That's not terribly surprising. Woo, doggy. Woo, doggy. Beta and Brutal. I watched you played quite a bit Alias, but I've yet to play it myself, or yet to pick it up rather. That game looks awesome, but very challenging, but also very a similar level of satisfying. I think the bing 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 doesn't always mean the water's coming up, but it frequently does. So whenever I hear that boop boop boop, it's like, all right, time to be moving. It's always a voice memo, a GLaDOS-esque reminder where she's like, now remember, helping you and killing you are not mutually exclusive options. Oh, almost ate shit. Almost ate an entire penis. Not a partial one, but an entire one. There we go. You know, I was saying earlier how this game is developed by a developer that I admittedly had never heard of before tonight. Before I looked up the developer's name and saw other projects they'd worked on. So in all fairness, I never heard of the developer before. But this is a Dread XP published game. And in my experience, Dread XP, if they attach their name to a game, it's probably going to be a banger. Like, not always necessarily, but more often than not, you see a game that Dread XP has published, you're pretty much guaranteed to be in for a good time. That is if you're into, like, you know, retro revival kinds of games with some modern sensibilities. Because, yeah, the visuals are obviously retro inspired. I wouldn't call this a boomer shooter. I mean, it's first person, but it's definitely not a shooter, obviously. But retro revival, retro inspired, whatever you want to call it. It is that is one of Dread XP's many specialties. And yeah, it's no surprise that I'm having a good time. Grabbing onto this. Oh yeah, I mean, they call it White Knuckle. It should also be like fucking Iron Knuckle or Iron Grabbies, Iron Hands. I don't know what like phrase for it, but someone who's able to make these jumps and grab onto these things and hold on for as long as they can, and like, yeah, do these flying jumps and grab onto ledges. And if you fall off of something and you're falling at terminal velocity, you can still grab a ledge with one hand and not have it rip your hand off the socket. Like, that is superhuman levels of endurance and pain tolerance. So how do they fucking do it, man? How do they fucking do it? Holy shnikes. It'd be scurry. Unimpressive. Is this their first game? Is this their first, like, I think, big published game? Like mainstream published game? They've worked on other games, but they were... when I saw on their itch.io page, it was mostly like self, like small stuff, you know, small projects that weren't really meant or intended to be published on a major platform like Steam or Epic Games or that kind of thing. So this is their first like big endeavor that I'm aware of, at least. The name of the developer studio is Dark Project? Dark... Name of the developer? I can't remember. The publisher is Dread XP. Upcoming releases. Why is it not under upcoming releases? New releases. Oh, that's weird. It's not under the publisher page. All right, well, I'll look it up manually. White Knuckle. Store page. Dark Machine. Dark Machine is the name of the developer, but, and I couldn't find any information on that developer name. Dark Machine Games. I couldn't find any info on the developer with that info, but then I looked them up on Twitter and found the person's name. I definitely didn't forget. Nope, I didn't forget their name. I'm just testing you. I'm definitely not looking it up. Oh, well. So, alright, so their screen name is kind of different across all three platforms. So, on Blue Sky, it's Jonka. On Instagram, it's Futile. Alright, anyway. This person has definitely been working on, like, in-game development for a while. And I think they've probably contributed to other projects, whereas I think this is, like, more akin to a, more or less a solo project. Although I don't think it's, like, entirely by themselves, but I think they're, like, the lead developer in this one. I think they're the lead developer for this one, which kind of makes sense. Yeah, Holly is the main person, yeah. I got the... Is that the big one? That is the big one. Yeah, Holly is the person I'm referring to. I can't remember her last name. But, yeah, she's the lead for this one, and it also might be her voice we hear. I don't have any info to back that up, but I'm wondering if that's her voice we're hearing in the intercom sequences. Bug. And you know what? I'll drop one more in lieu of the rebar. What I will do. That's what I'll be diddly doing. Whoop. Actually, I lied. I wouldn't be on that side because that's a little... At these thingies. Now these things, of course, can be... I don't want to say misleading, but they can lead you into some curious situations. Like, I'm not sure if I should be sitting on this thing. Like, in this particular case here... Oh, barely made it. Like, you know, you see the red on the wall, you think like, oh cool, that's a safe area, but it could lead you to a dead end, or it can lead you to an area that is kind of dangerous. So you don't want to always just instantly go for those kind of red notches. It's not always a guaranteed safe time. But sometimes it is. And 5. Nothing I need right now. I've got a more than full inventory. I think you get a silver ant for filling in the details on how the buggos work, because that was very confusing to me earlier. I'm assuming that once the game actually hits early access tomorrow at I think noon. I think noon Central Time. Don't quote me on that, but like 12 hours or so. 11, 12 hours or so from now. This game hits early access. You know, they'll start making additional changes, I'm sure. Okay, here's where I can get meat ground down if I'm not careful. I could get fucking ground to a thin paste if I'm not careful. Oh! Oh, okay, we're good. So yeah, once they... Here we go. Once the game comes into early access, they start making more patches, that kind of thing. I'm sure they'll kind of shore up the tutorial to include some other details. Get some other little tidbits, which would be helpful. Oh, what'd I just press? What'd I just do? I'm scared. Hold me. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I was trying to grab for something. I didn't realize I was going to activate a platform. Woo! Oh, that's scary. Oh, okay, that's a good thing. Like, oh god, what's the scary noise? I'm scared, hold me. I'm fucking scared, bro. Actively filling my diaper as we speak. Actively filling my Razer gamer diaper. Diapers for gamers. Asus gaming diapers. Air-controlled, liquid-cooled gaming diapers for gamers. Keep playing games so you don't have to stand up to use the toilet. Or have your mom bring the toilet platter to you, like in that episode of South Park. You know, you hear that noise, that like scary ringing noise? That means the water approach. Water approach. Yeah, dude. Alright, so I shit a little bit of blood in my ass just now. What if I stand on this guy and jump? There we go. Okay. Ventilation 17. So that was our first time doing like an actual ventilation area. Exciting. Make it got. Not gonna happen. Not today. Oh!
Alert. Containment breach in Fire Research Lab 5. Do not approach the lab. To proper clearance.
Alright. Okay. Woo! We're getting there. We are getting there. Holy shnikes. Holy shnikes. Is there one where people pay metal scrap to receive the buggos? It'd be interesting to have like an exchange rate situation like that. That'd be really cool. Yeah, is there somebody filling the machines with bricks? Maybe. So right now we have the gritty, kind of grimy situation right now where we're trying to find the bugs, feed them in the vending machines. On the opposite, this is like the grunt work, blue collar situation. And the opposite of all this, because we're working for some nameless employer. This nameless evil employer. So there's like, this is the blue collar version. There's like a white collar like HR office where bugs are like really valuable for some reason, and they're all very neatly dressed, and it's all very posh. And yeah, they're for some reason, yeah, they're all dealing in they're like bread and butter, and the thing they use is for some reason, yeah, bricks and pieces of rebar, but like bugs. Oh, that's the exciting stuff. Hell yeah. So yeah, they want the bugs out of the vending machines to eat. Maybe maybe that's like their form of sustenance. I know I probably still sound like shit, but I'm feeling a lot better, especially compared to yesterday. Yesterday I'm glad I streamed yesterday. It was fun, but it was slightly struggling. Can I jump on this guy? Whoop. Yes, I can. Woo! Why am I surprised? I was slightly struggling, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got to stream yesterday. It was a fun time. But yeah, by the end of it, I was getting pretty tired, but I'm feeling a lot better tonight. So hopefully, like by this time tomorrow, I'll be. Well, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe by this time Friday or Saturday, maybe I'll be back to full capacity. Hey, don't you bonk me, bro. Don't bonk me, bro. Woo! 17. One of Gracie and I's favorite Chinese restaurants in town. I'm dead. It's called Corner 17. It's called Corner 17. It's in U City. University City. It's very good. It's a very good restaurant. It's not overly expensive, just very nice and very casual, but very good. And whenever I first heard about it, my first thought was City 17 from Half-Life 2. When I see Ventilation 17, my brain does the same shit. Once I messed that jump, I knew it was Jover. It was Jover for me. Bloop. Heals you exactly for the really long climbs. I was saying earlier, I really hope there's no situations where the game expects you to need those things. Because I think for speedrunners or otherwise challenge runners, I could see where someone like doesn't want to wait to get the energy back. You know, they just want to keep going. They just want to keep popping off. Let's see if I can find a good situation to like demonstrate this. Where yeah, if you're well, yeah, if you're popping off and you're like not really giving yourself a chance to like rest because you're trying to go fast, you're trying to eat ass, you're trying to be like maximally efficient, or you have just an exceptionally long climb and there's just no way to have the endurance to make it, and there's no like opportunities to kind of stop and rest. Yeah, that's where the energy drinks come into play. And it does restore energy for both hands simultaneously, but it just restores. It doesn't give you like a buffer. It doesn't buffer you. It doesn't like increase the maximum or anything. So all it does is restore, and your endurance does drain pretty quickly. Now it's pretty forgiving, but there is a Iron Knuckle mode, which I think makes you lose endurance even quicker. And then there's a hard mode, and Lord knows, I have no idea what hard mode entails. So, I could see it being more required for those modes for sure. It's like when you jump. Yeah, when you jump off of a grip, it damages your durability, stamina a little bit quicker, a little bit more. Not terribly surprising, all things considered, but yeah, it's like jumping is sometimes a little bit, maybe not risky, but costly. Sometimes a little bit on the costly side. There we go. Cruising right along. So our current record is 400 something once we got into the ventilation areas. Because yeah, the initial silos, I like to think we've got a pretty good handle on the initial silos. But this is one of those games where there is no saving. There's no checkpoints. Got to do it all in one fell swoop, and when you die, he dies. He dies. Just don't die. The conscious choice not to die. That's simple. You get one hand. Can you fucking imagine? That'd be hilarious. that would be bananas. It'd be cool if there was like a challenge mode where there were levels made specifically with one hand in mind. To be honest, I don't know how you could do it in this game. I'm not sure how this game could be done like in its current state with one hand, but that'd be pretty impressive.
Warning. Elevated particulate matter detected in lower air.
Look, Ma, no hands.
ducts. Respiratory protection
Get the guy.
advised.
Should I go for him? Oh, little fucker went through the wall again. Is that a bug with the bugs? With their ability to just climb through walls? I mean, let's be real. Bugs will fucking do that shit in real life. Bugs in real life and spiders and shit, they will, you know, they'll like climb under crown molding or some shit. It's like, bro just clipped it into the back room somehow. Bro fucking activated no clip and he's fucking gone, so... I guess maybe it's not a bug. Maybe that is absolutely by design, because that is kind of how it be in real life. Grab that guy. Yeah. There we go. Watching speedrunners. Oh, I can't imagine. I'm sure there's people that are already speedrunning the demo or even the early access build. Yeah, once this hits like proper early access tomorrow, yeah, the speedrunning kind of scene for a game like this would pop off crazy hard. Could chain a whole level with items. Absolutely. Yeah, if somebody really knew what they were doing, you could, like, with a few well-placed rebar spikes, you could probably start at the bottom of a level, of just like a standard level. No, and because the level blocks are not procedurally generated, the level blocks are predetermined, but their order is different, and of course, what drops in like what spawns will be in throughout the level seems to be procedurally generated. But yeah, it's like the blocks themselves are predetermined. So if you're like, okay, I know this area, I know what block this is, I bet if I stand in this one spot, I've got 2 rebar spikes, I'll throw one here, and now I just go and you're up in 10 seconds because, you know, it's been so optimized. To me, I can only imagine what is capable. So when the Iron Knuckle mode, that means or what, you know, is it Iron Knuckle? Yeah, their hands are just really dark red. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, there might be some other checkpoint thing eventually. That's good to know. Yeah, right now, you get got, and that's just how it is. But, my eyes. Knowing that could potentially change is good to know, but at the same time, I don't know, I think there's something interesting about how it is right now. Oh, shit. I think how it is right now is pretty compelling. Oh, it's a raid! Who would dare raid me on this fine hour? Is that my boy Fuggy? My man Fuggy raiding in here with his handsome ass and his handsome face. But most importantly, his handsome ass. It's good to see you, Fuggy. We're playing a cool, spooky, dooky little game. I'm having a good time. It's called White Knuckle. Here's how you're supposed to get up here. You're supposed to climb through the middle. Climb up through the middle, because I didn't realize the middle was hollow earlier. And I'm vibrating with excitement. I'm vibrating with excitement because Fuggy's here. If Fuggy were where you are, you too would be vibrating with anticipation. Yep. Up there, right there. Who needs it? Good to see you, bud. We're playing White Knuckle. This game comes out into early access tomorrow. I was fortunate enough to receive early access to the early access, if that makes sense. Pre-release early access to what we'll be releasing tomorrow. And this game's very cool. It's challenging. It's definitely challenging, but it's very satisfying, and I'm really enjoying it. It's quite good. Quite good. Thank you, also shouting out our boy, Mr. Fugular Jugular. Fugathy. Oh, I fell down. Okay, but I did not die to fall damage. So fall damage alone will not kill you. You fall down and you get fucking insta-gibbed by something, it's because the acid water has spawned and is giving you a very not fun time. So Fugnathan, it's good to see you. Fugnathy. I don't think what else Fuggy could be short for. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Trying to go fast because I fell down earlier and I ate an entire bag of shit earlier by falling down. I'm sure water is going to be... If it's not already spawning, it's probably about to. Inventory's going to be filling up pretty quick here. Yeah, I don't need quite all that, so... Woo! Scary noises. Hear that, like... I think that means it's starting to fill up.
Structural integrity at 60.
Should I risk it for the biscuit? Whoop! Yeah, actually it wasn't too bad.
Unexpected hazards.
Buggy. Want the buggy. Give me the buggy. Not the fuggy. Well, give me that too, but... That's good to see you, bud. Thank you for that raid, Fuggy. If you have any clips you want to share, by the way. You know how it works whenever somebody raids? I'm always happy to ask if there's any clips of yours you'd like to share with us. You brought your peeps to me, that's super cool. Least I can do is ask if there's anything yours I can show off as a way to thank you for bringing your folks to me, which is super neat. In fact, we got to raid you last week, I think it was a couple days ago, which was a nice treat, because usually Fuggy ends his streams at a very normal, responsible time. And yet, I got to raid him because he was going extra late. It was extra funsies. Good getting to hang with him in his chat for a bit. He was playing, what were you playing? It was, oh, that Steel Hunters game. Yeah, that was really cool. It was really cool getting to watch that for a bit. I need to be over on that side. Or I could skip all that shit and be a gamer. Whoop! Okay, let's climb up here. Some kind benefactor already planted these for me. Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go. Is this a Fadian game? Fadian? Fadian? I don't know if I'm... Oh, Bennett Foddy. That kind of fod. Okay, it took me a second. I was like, Fadian. It is a... How would I compare this game? I mean, it's one obvious, somewhat obvious comparison would be something like Lorne's Lure. Alias mentioned Beton Brutal, which I would say is similar, at least in some ways, as well. I think those comparisons are valid. I don't know about Bennett Foddy, because if you fall down to the bottom, you'd have to climb back, but you can die. And if you die, the run ends, and you have to start fresh. So, whereas in Getting Over It, yeah, you never die in that game. You just get sent back to the pit, and the world persists, right? The world persists. Whereas in this... The levels, the chunks are not procedurally generated, but they are procedurally selected. So you won't always play the same chunks in a level or in a run attempt, but you'll frequently see the same general, like, handful of them. As I've probably seen like 10. I've probably seen 10 chunks in this particular area, but it takes like 5 completions of this particular area to go to the next area. So it won't always be the same 5 of those 10 or 12 or however many there are. But it's very good. It's a very cool little game. And we got Amb over on YouTube. What's up, Amb? Good to see you. We're playing White Knuckle. This game's really good. This game's very good. It is challenging, but it is quite satisfying. Quite satisfying. And it feels cool, kind of like I was saying earlier. Like I feel like I'm getting more familiar with the underlying systems and general mechanisms on like how to juggle the inventory. I feel like I'm getting my sea legs a little bit at least. But this game does a very good job of, just as you feel like you're getting to that point, you reach the next area, which throws some curveballs at you. So we're about to reach the next area, which is going to give us like those spinning turbine areas and the updraft areas. The updraft areas where like the air can knock you upwards. I love getting knocked up. I mean knocked upwards. Blowing you upwards, that is. Very Portal-esque. This kind of arrangement here. All the panels in the wall kind of falling away. I would say there's some Portal commonality here as well. Which is kind of neat. Or that way. Fuggy, I appreciate you, and like I said, if you had any clips of yours to share, no pressure, but if there's anything of yours, you're a friend of the channel and a friend to humanity in general. Whoop. Oh, there we go. Barely made it. Barely made it. There we go. I had to do the old heave-ho to kind of force myself over, but almost ate shit there. Almost ate a little bit of shit, a little bit of poo-poo. means the juices will begin ascending soon.
Use caution when entering or exiting the lift.
Yep. Don't see any shiny boys over there. I think we're all set. There's something up. All right. Do I have time? No, I do not. Because now that we're into this particular area, it seems like the water rises up that much faster. So you're kind of forced into a speedrun mode, more or less. Not a ton of time to dawdle. Not a lot of lollies for gagging. Looks like I might have to use something, because I don't think I can quite make that. Yeah, let's just go and use the thing. Here. There. And boop. Oh, I already have something. Oh, okay. I guess I'll... Oh, how do I do that? Oh no, that's full too? Uh-oh. Oh shit, alright. Jump. Okay, so I'm there we go, right click, okay. I'm surprised. Oh, I guess if it's in your left hand, you can't put it in your right pocket. Maybe that's what that is. In my mind, I was like, why can't I put this away? I mean, we got there, but it was a little bit scary. A little bit on the scary side. Ooh, some purple poisony stuff. Got one buggo. There we go. But yeah, Steel Hunters is one you were playing. Yeah, the game does look very cool. I'm kind of so on playing that kind of thing, but I do enjoy watching them. Watching other people play them. It looks very enticing. Folks would be into the kind of PvP VE kind of dealio. There we go. This is fairly generous so far. While I say that, I think I need to do another one of these. I'll toss that. I actually know what this is. Can I put it there? Yes. Uh-oh. Can't actually reach into that. Oh, I'm dead, yeah. Yeah, I think I'd put myself into a corner there. As an example. Oh, look at that. So close to 450. So close to 450. I think I'd put myself in a corner there because I was like, where else can I grab onto? But in that instance, fused into the mass. In that instance, in a situation like that where you're trying to kind of rush yourself. Trying to make sure you're not falling too far behind the 8 ball. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, what's that syringe I found? I wonder if that, like, gives you a temporary speed boost or strength boost or something. Like, if it's like a steroid or something that makes you temporarily stronger. Interesting stuff. Also, and so, since I'm still nursing whatever virus or bacterial infection I had that gave me that fever a couple days ago, feeling a lot better, but still you can probably hear it in my voice, and you can see it, I'm sure, when I stop to blow my nose. Speaking of which, I'll do that right now. But despite all that, I'm feeling a lot better, but still not quite to 100%. So, that's an opportunity to drink some water and pop a cough drop in. Shoutouts to Halls, sugar-free. Love those things. These are quite good. Quite refreshing. Those guys. And yeah, just to test, if I have this in my left hand, I cannot put it in my right pocket. Good to know. And vice versa. I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, there was that moment where I assumed that I could. Earlier, I assumed that I could, and I was quite mistaken. Part of learning. Part of the learning process. For anybody curious, yeah, if you're holding on with one hand, you can't hoist yourself up effortlessly with holding on with one hand. You have to jump to, like, hoist yourself up fully. But if you're holding on with both hands, then you can, like, just kind of slide upwards pretty organically. So right here, I'll show kind of way. So if I'm holding it with one hand, if I hold, oh, it looks like I'm wrong. If you're holding with one hand, you can pull yourself up. It just takes a little bit longer. But with both hands, yeah, it's much more immediate. With both hands, look at that. It was like so elegant gliding maneuver there. I feel like we've done this variant, but I haven't seen the barnacles on this end before. A little bit surprising.
Caution. Automated defense systems may
They seem to be random. And like where they're stabbing.
in all areas.
It's somewhat random at least. And they're quite different from the Half-Life barnacles. Now, they have the same name, which is funny. So it has to be a Half-Life reference, obviously. But, you know, in Half-Life, the tendrils just drape down and remain still. And, like, you know, they wait for their prey to kind of bumble into them. Yeah. Whoop. 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 There we go. And also in Half-Life, they only have one tendril. The behavior is, like, similar, but there's some pretty key differences. Whereas in this one, these ones, they just seem like they're just kind of firing their tendrils off into somewhat random directions. There were 10 buggos. I could be wrong, but I think you only want the gold ones. I haven't bothered with just the standard brown ones. I guess I haven't tried it, but and maybe I should go ahead and try it just because yeah, there's so many of the brown ones. So just the standard buggos. But yeah, I guess in all fairness, I haven't tried one of the standard ones yet. Dollars and cents. It could be. I could just be mistaken. There's 3 kinds of bugs that I've seen. There's the gold ones, and the gold ones when you go to the vending machine, when you pop one in, it increments by 1. If it incremented by like 3 or by 5, then that'd be an obvious one where it's like, oh, maybe the brown ones are worth 1 individual. But yeah, from what I can tell, the brown one, well, the gold ones are worth 1. There was also like these shimmering, extra shiny platinum ones or silver, whatever they are. I've only seen 1 ever. And I'm wondering if those maybe are worth like 5 or 10 of them. What stops you from jump grabbing all the time? So it seems like jump grabbing. Oh, I'm dead. I was gonna try it right there, but I should have picked a better example. I think jump grabbing. I'll show right here. So if I just do a regular grab, like that, you see the durability cost on my hands. It's pretty gradual, but jump grabbing. See how it seems like it does more durability damage when you jump, when you're hanging and then you jump. It seems like it does a bit more durability damage. So, you know, if I was in a case like that, it's fine. Like, you know, we're gonna be quick to get to our goal anyway. We're not gonna run out of stamina in that space. There's plenty of time. But there could be instances, yeah, where I'm having to be a little bit more moderate in my stamina use. But honestly, stamina regeneration is pretty generous in this game, so you probably could get away with doing more of the jump grabs. For me, I feel like it kind of looks cooler. To me, at least. I think it looks cooler to do just a more gradual kind of climbing motion. Like it looks more natural. And hopefully less herky-jerky for the stream, you know, for viewers. Like, that kind of motion right there felt very elegant, felt very, like, very methodical. The jumping is very good. And I was kind of saying earlier, I definitely was relying on it a lot earlier. For me, the one really downside of jump grabbing everything is there absolutely have been, like, 2 or 3 cases tonight where I've jump grabbed off of a surface that had a lower ceiling underneath me, or a lower ceiling above me, and I was like, I can clear it. I'm not gonna bonk, and then I fucking head bonk off of it. Obviously, of course I head bonk off it, and immediately eat shit and die. So, if nothing else, me not doing the jump grabs all the time is me trying to train my brain not to rely upon it, because there absolutely will be situations where I will screw myself if I try to jump off. I will head bonk. I'll be very sad. So I'm trying to get in front of myself, because I know how my brain operates, and I know that I will I will use that one mechanic as a crutch, and it will absolutely eat my entire butt. And not the good kind. Not the good kind of butt eating. Not the good kind of butt eating that people call you base for nowadays. Yeah, if you were speedrunning, you would have... Well, yeah, you probably would do the jump grabs a lot of the time, and you would probably have a pretty good developed sense of kind of what I just described, like being aware of the low ceilings. Being aware of the low ceilings and knowing when to play it safe and go for the more gradual movements, schmovements. Yeah, Alias is a go fast kind of guy. He's a schmovement kind of guy. Not everybody knows the difference between movement and schmovement. Alias is a schmovement kind of guy. So, yeah, I'm not surprised, Alias, that if you were to see a game like this, part of Alias might think to himself, this game looks pretty cool. Then the other part thinks like, all right, but how can I break that shit? How can I break that shit? How can I find ways to kind of maybe break isn't the right word, but or maybe not exploit, not exploit either, but just find ways to test the limits a little bit. And I mean, it's a speedrunner in him. If I had to guess, it's probably the speedrunner in you that by default sees a new game and tries to look for those opportunities of how can I up the ante? How can I make this interesting and spicy and going fast, yes, but also more optimized and more efficient? I imagine that's like a default kind of thing. So I'll go and grab him and grab a regular buggo. Get out of here. Buggo.
All personnel.
They probably are grabbable, the regular buggos, but those guys squiggled out from underneath me. So I did get the gold fellas, that were at least good there. Yeah, I do recommend this game, Alice. If you were curious, it does give my recommendation. Like I said, early access tomorrow is when it hits. You could probably score a review key if I had to guess. I know Terminals IO is how I was able to get this that's a low ceiling right there. I've bonked off that and died earlier. I definitely bonked that one, no question. But yeah, Terminals IO is how I got this pre-release early access view. But they probably would have more review keys once early access hits tomorrow. I had to guess. I have no idea how much the game will cost once it enters early access. Hopefully not too much, though. Especially as a pretty small, or a pretty small project. You know, only a few people worked on it, so with a small publisher, but a good publisher. Again, I tend to really like most things Dread XP puts her name on. Oh, almost. There we go. Managed to barely squiggle onto that one. There we go. Yeah. Once you get the basics, yeah, how do I break it? How do I bend it to my will? That's how I see it. I see it less as breaking it and more bending it. How do I bend it to my will? How do I take this game in a direction the developer maybe didn't quite fully intend, but would probably think is kind of, oh, I grabbed the box like a dumbass. Yeah, how do I take it in a direction the developer might not expect, but would potentially think is kind of cool, at least. What I do, I think it went, whoop, there we go. There we go. Put it on the box. Still, I should have been paying more attention. I was too cheap to pay attention. Whoop. We're nearing a full inventory. We are absolutely at a full inventory. See you later. 150. Right now, our current record is about 450. like 449. So 450 would be would best our current record. So, if that's over about hour and a half, about 2 hours or so. So not that impressive, obviously. Whoa! Am I dead? I'm dead.
Regular maintenance.
Are the settings for the dithering? It's a good question, actually. Restart, but I will take a quick look-see. Because yeah, I'm sure you're noticing that we're having some bitrate shenanigans. Some bitrate stuff. Hopefully it's not too like gross and too distracting, but I'm sure that there are times where the stream struggles with all the muddy textures. It's definitely noteworthy. Yeah, unfortunately, not that I can see. Of course, it's early, you know, since this is the pre-early access build. As additional updates and patches happen, it wouldn't shock me if they were to up the ante further with a little bit more for that kind of stuff. Maybe accessibility, high handhold visibility, high item visit. Nah, that wouldn't be it. UI scale, yeah. So nothing here, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe as more patches happen. That'd be nice if there was something along those lines. Boop, boop. That was my fault. I was going to... That previous death, I was going too fast, and I hoisted myself up, and I had too much momentum, so I went... Rip, boom, and right over the edge. Should have taken it more slow. For some reason, I thought the water was more on my ass than it actually was, but... Otherwise, I was further ahead than I appeared to be. Yeah. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. That's good. Or, well, it's not good, but maybe at some point. But, yeah, it's okay most of the time. That's good. Yeah. But I know, like, that's, you know, earlier we were talking about, like, you know, options to go faster. That's one downside. If you go too fast, it does become, I'm sure, a lot harder to watch. So another reason, a current incentive, at least, for me to not, like, do too much of the jumpiness. That being said, this does turn into a game where you do have to go fast beyond a certain point.
Notice.
Because the water does rise and it goes real quick.
Deep substructure remains within acceptable.
I wonder if you can grab the standard boys. Grab the boys. I can't grab the boys. So it seems like only the gold and silver boys are ones you can grab. I was thinking like the game would still let me grab them. Just for funsies. Just for funsies, but that's okay. And is that it's an 8-bit llama raid? 8-bit llama, my man. 8-bit llama, what a cool dude. What a cool gosh darn dude. Thank you, buddy. We're playing a fun little game. This game comes out tomorrow in early access. Your boy I got that VIP. I got that VIP access, baby. No, I'm actually not that special, but I was able to get pre-release access, or pre-early access release access. Kind of a weird grammar thing. I got early access to the early access. Anyway, this game enters early access tomorrow. It's very good. It's called White Knuckle. It's all about climbing and puzzle solving. Some platforming as well. It's very good. It's challenging. As it is right now, there is no checkpointing at all. So if you die, he dies. So when you die, you get got and you respawn, and you're very sad about it with an empty inventory, but it's clean, fresh beginnings, which is exciting. This game is not... some aspects of this game are procedurally generated, but the levels, the blocks in each level are not procedurally generated. So this block I'm in right now, we've played this one before. I recognize this block. But once we... Oh, how am I grabbing onto that? Once we clear this block, because we entered that little like seal, that little seal area where like the silo closes. Once you enter one of those, that's the conclusion of a level block. So the selection of these level blocks is procedurally chosen. But yeah, the levels themselves are consistent. So you already know the layout ahead of time. The things that spawn inside of it are not consistent. That's procedurally selected as well. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's very satisfying. Kind of figuring out the systems, learning as you go. It's tough, but I think it's pretty fair, and it's a cool feeling as you kind of get the hang of things. It's something kind of nice, I think. I've actually yet to try this. I don't know what that is, but it's something really cool, and we've seen like one of them ever. So, I mean, presumably it drills something in the wall, but I'm not sure how that differs from a regular python. So, like, that thing right there, that seals. And now we're in a separate block, and we've done this one before as well.
Authorized access detected in restricted zones.
But again, the selection of which one it's placed which, you know, at what time is different. But here we don't have a really good place to jump to. I guess I can maybe try to jump to that, but I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to hammer this one in. Then that. Climb up. There we go. And not okay, if you try to grab these guys, they just explode. So only the golden ones can be grabified, confirmed. Golden and above are the ones that are cool. All the other buggos can eat an entire butt. Apparently. Anyway, April Llama, thank you for that raid, bud. It's good to see you. And if, as always, you know the rule. Whenever somebody raids, especially when they're a cool, handsome individual such as yourself, I'm always down to ask if you have any clips to share, anything of yours you'd like to share with us, because you're a freaking cool dude. Bringing all your nice folks over to me. What a nice and handsome and sexually alluring thing that a person can do. No, all jokes aside, I do appreciate you, bud. Always nice getting to hear from you. See what kind of fun stuff you've been doing in your streams. Go ahead and pop this guy in there. There we go. So the vending machine, it's kind of weird because it's a vending machine, but it's also kind of like a bank. So the currency is the gold buggos. And as you can imagine, you can get other climbing tools. With that same thing I used, the python that I used earlier. The spikes that you can toss under the walls for climbing. You can buy more of those from a vending machine if you wanted. Gonna do another one of those. Actually, you know what? Huh, there we go. I was gonna say, I bet I can momentum my way up. There we go. You can buy more of those things if you want to, and the bugs currency, the little golden buggo boys, is how you bank. Is how you pay for it. But if you don't have to have the bugs on you necessarily, you can bank it for future use. So in that case, vending machine functions equally as a vending machine and also a bank for future reference, future use. Good to see you though, bud. By the way, hold on. Was this? Well, I'm just now getting caught up on chat. Out of the Boner Garden. Out of the Boner Garden. I mean, you're telling me that I'm not part of this Boner Garden? That makes me very disappointed. Very disappointed that I'm not part of this thing that is about about boners. Oh fuck! I bonked off the wall.
Notice. Air quality.
And I don't have much time to waste here because my guy's hand is already pretty red.
Ventilation maintenance schedule to be announced.
There we go. There we go. Ah, yeah, I keep bonking. I keep bonking. Let's go this way. Yeah, that's an issue right there where it's like I can't quite make it. That's not good. The water's gonna be filling up pretty soon here, so I gotta go fast. There we go. There we go. Did you see me kind of lean forward there? Kind of lean forward to make sure I made that jump because it was a little bit scurry. This. Like a candy bar, maybe? Like a Minecraft pixel. 2-pixel thing. Not a whole lot of options here. I don't know if I can, like, have much of an angle here. I guess that will work? Yeah, that will work. Ooh, boy. Oh! Fucking slip. There it is. There it is. That's okay. Now, this game's good. It's tough, but it's satisfying. It's very enjoyable. Apologies if I sound a little bit not fully at my usual capacity. I had a fever a couple days ago. I'm a lot better. I don't sound great, but I feel a lot better. I'm probably still a few days out from being, like, fully topped off, but I'm definitely doing better for sure, though. Do some games on stream. Yes, I would. Yeah, I was I kind of looked into it. I saw the getting access to that game in the playtest is pretty doable. See, I do have playtest access to that game, alias. See, I would be down. Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, I know you said that. Yeah, this Sunday might not quite work. Yeah, I'll message you guys at some point over the next couple of days, kind of get everyone's feel for this coming weekend. But yeah, if this Sunday won't work, I might be doing something else this Saturday. But yes, maybe sometime this coming week, if there was a particular evening, at least this coming week, to introduce some Heroes of Valor, I'd be down to join in. Because yeah, that does look like a really fun time. Especially playing as a group. Playing in a group, rather. Yeah, so I don't know if I'd want to play, like, solo queue it, necessarily, but jumping in with some other homies would be kind of cool. Anyway, thank you again, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong things in the wrong order. Thank you again to Ape Llama for that raid. Playing some Republic Commando. Man, that's a deep cut. I love it. Old school Republic Commando. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah. What was that about the Boner Garden? Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Alpaca the F out of the Boner Garden. That's right. Yeah, that's... Okay, that explains it. Because I only saw the bottom line that said out of the Boner Garden. I was like, then what is this? I thought that's what I was. I thought I was encouraging the boners to prosper. Excuse me. It's crazy. This game looks great. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but very enjoyable. Yeah, Republic Commando. Yeah, had some gripes. I mean, it's an older game. It's an older game, so I think anybody would be... I think anybody playing it nowadays, especially for the first time, would see some aging for sure. But the game does... That's one that I always looked at. I always saw from afar and always wanted to play. Never did get around to playing it, but it always looked sick. So I'm glad you played it. Glad you got to play it. I'm glad it was mostly enjoyable. Gatekeeping the boners, man. You gotta encourage the boners. You gotta encourage more people to enjoy the boners. Don't gatekeep and literal cock block the boners. Encourage them, guide them, you know, guide people to them even. There you go. AKA Alex is dying. Aren't we all, Elgaso? Aren't we all dying? I can be part of the Boner Garden. I'm not well, thank you. Thank you, Will. If no one else got me, I know Will's got me. Yeah, dying is bad. No, like I said, I feel a lot better. I made sure to lay really low. It started Saturday. So like, you know, we're on Wednesday right now, so I gave myself lots of time to chill. Now I'm feeling good. I sound gross. I feel a lot better. So I'm thinking at the rate I'm going, probably Friday or Saturday should be to top speed. Yeah, policy against dying. Policy against dying. Yeah, it's a good policy. Good policy. Yeah, see why people love it, right? Yeah. It's one of those games where back in the day, I'm sure it was like I mean, I know it was reviewed pretty well. And of course, I feel like there was a number of Star Wars games, like licensed Star Wars games that were kind of so-so. So I think Republic Commando, I think, got really good marks. Not just because it's a good game, but because it kind of stood out amongst other games that had come out around the same time that were just kind of mediocre. So Republic Commandos was probably like a, what do you think, like a 4 out of 5 kind of game, probably. You know, 6, 7 out of 10 kind of game. Like, good, but not, like, amazing. So I imagine it's one of those situations where like, it was remembered very fondly, but maybe not for the wrong reasons, per se. There we go. But in a way that maybe overinflates expectations. Right there. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, 2. Here, all. There. Now, can I get them other buggies? You know what? I think I have time. Hup. Hup. Look at that. 3 buggos just got to get to a vending machine so I can bank that shit and it'll all be worth it. There we go. It'll all be worth it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, though. Hopefully it wasn't too long, because I know how that goes, where if you're, like, determined to beat a game, and it's kind of a slog at the end. I know how that goes, where it's like, oh my god, this game should have ended, like, 12 hours ago. So hopefully it wasn't, too much of an endurance run at the very end. 4 buggos. Look at that. I'm rich with the buggos. My pants are crawling right now. My pants are positively vibrating with all the creatures I have inside of them. Ah, my eyes! Need little buggy critters. Yep. There we go. Little creepy crawlies. hoist myself up without flinging myself off the edge. Yes, I can. I think in another layer or two, we'll have like a guaranteed vending machine spot. I think the vending machines more or less are guaranteed to spawn in between the zones, in between like the new areas. I think what I usually do is I usually go up this way and I usually jump off this guy. Whoop. Use what I do. Then I jump to the middle. We could like plant a python on the wall above me. This is usually what I do, and it's worked out pretty well so far.
Automated defense turrets.
But I don't usually take this way. We'll take this way.
All personnel are advised to avoid secure zones.
Defense turrets, you say? That sounds not at all concerning. Maybe a little bit. Looking into it. Concerning. Alright, we're good. We're good. Bit of a non-standard route, but we got there. There's a golden boy that I missed, but kind of come too far rather to backtrack quite that far, so I think I'll just hop over. Although I'm kind of curious what this could be for Alex. There we go. When I said I wasn't gonna get him, I'm getting his ass. Bloop. Said I wasn't gonna do it, then I fucking did it. The mad lad. Yep. Bloop. We go. Once again, 8-Bit Llama, if you have any clips you want to share, or if there was any nice folks from 8-Bit Llama's stream, anybody from your raid that had something fun to share, doesn't have to be from tonight, by the way, could have been from any recent-ish stream, and by recent-ish, I mean sometime over the past 10 years, you know, I'm not too picky, but you raid me so dang often, 8-Bit Llama, you're always such a wholesome and encouraging dude. Appreciate the heck out of you, man, so it's what least I can do to offer something in return for you bringing your nice people over to me. Super neat. Super neato. And if any of your viewers were sitting on something really good and or cringy, because whenever Scarlet raids me, 8-Bit Llama has always got like a really funny Scarlet clip where 8-Bit Llama will be like, I got something for you, then Scarlet will be like, oh, please God, no. Usually she'll say something along the lines of like, please no, in addition to, why did I mod him? Why is 8-Bit Llama one of my mods? What did I do this to myself? And then 8-Bit Llama will show us a clip of Scarlet doing something extremely based. And not cringe at all. Okay, sometimes it's a little cringe. And it's always a good time. For me. And it's always a good time for everybody except for Scarlet. If anybody had something like that for 8-Bit Llama that shows him doing something extremely cringy or weird, something that makes him say like, oh god, please not that one. I love those. It's a sign of a good, that's right. It's a sign of a good moderator. When it actively makes the streamer question their choices and giving that person, arming that person with the moderation tools. Why did I give that person a sword? Woo! I was hoping okay, I did grab that one. I was hoping to grab one of these. That noise in the distance is so ominous. I'll confess I don't exactly know what noise that is, like what it means. I'm just assuming it means the water's filling up, but I don't know if it's like the sound of like stuff collapsing.
Reactor cooling failure detected. Core temperature rising.
Core temperature rising. Yeah, like obviously it's a sign of shit getting weird, but I don't exactly know specifically what is malfunctioning to make that noise happen. Uh-oh. Woo! Oh my god, that was close. I don't know if you saw, but I barely squeaked out of there because you can get crushed to death by those walls sealing suddenly and strongly. I know that because that's how I died earlier. Like a dumbass, I was looking at something, I wasn't really paying attention, then suddenly I turned into meat particles, and I was like, huh, the wall just fucking collapsed my penis. Impending death. Accurate. That is a sign of impending death, yeah. Not wrong. Not wrong. Yeah, like a 7.5. Yeah, that makes sense. For funny Yoda noises, that does sound fun. That does sound fun. Excuse me. Okay, I'm all caught up, but yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of impending death in this game. It's part of what makes it, part of what brings the tension. Tension. Sexual tension? Maybe. Oh, my eyes. Every time. Every time I fucking flashbang myself.
Air filtration
Out here banging myself on stream.
overdue by hours. Reduced airflow.
It's a happy sounding noise.
Expected.
That's the one where, if I'm really smart, I will jump to that center angle. See, or that centerpiece? That center grabby boy right there seems to be what you're supposed to do. And we can climb up from the inside. Because I didn't realize this was hollow earlier. I think this is more or less how you're supposed. Oh, you can't grab onto that crate. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because that crate was locked in. That crate was locked in. That's unfortunate. But I guess I see why. I guess I see why. Here's the problem. That crate is locked in. There's not enough space in that center core, in that column, I don't think. I guess I could be wrong here. But from what I can tell, it doesn't look like there's enough space in that column for that block to fall through. So normally, it makes sense you wouldn't be able to grab onto a box like that because you're heavier than that box is. If you grab onto a box like that, you're just going to pull it with you and fall down. But if that box is locked in, if it's not moving because it's in a space where there's no place for it to move, I think you should be able to climb it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is movable and could potentially fall down, but it didn't seem like it could, so I felt pretty confident, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's okay, though. Good news is, you know, the runs in this game are fairly quick. And no matter how you slice it, you know, on the one hand, it's like, well, now I'm playing the same level that I've been playing, or same levels, handful of levels that I've been playing a lot of from the beginning. But of course, it's still more practice. No matter how you slice it, it's more practice. It's more getting familiar. Could always use more exposure to this game's systems and the movement system. Like I feel like my confidence and just general familiarity with the movement of this game is way better now than it was like an hour ago. Yeah, on the one hand, it might seem kind of silly. I actually kind of pierced that guy from afar. No. I mean, maybe, but it didn't do shit to him. It didn't seem to bother. What about this? What if I let him grab me? Can I then... Can I kill? Not in time. You cannot kill him in time. At least not that I could find. Because I'm thinking, because that's a Half-Life strat, right? You let the barnacle grab you, you ride him up, and then you fucking crowbar him before he gobbles you, and you're at your peak height. You have to mind the fall. Don't fall, like, drop to fall damage if you can help it. But if you're trying to climb up to a high spot, you can use those barnacles to your advantage. You, of course, can melee them to death, but yeah, I don't know if you can do it quite in time, unfortunately. Only bar does it. Maybe I was, like, not quite on the money. Maybe it wasn't quite the money shot that I wanted it to be. It's entirely possible that my aim was not perfect. Maybe it has to be like, maybe like the hitbox is real specific. Maybe it's like really tight. Beat them up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, pop a grenade into them or something like that. Especially for Half-Life 2. That Source Engine allowed you to do all kinds of wild shit in dealing with the barnacles in creative ways. I love that game, man. Good stuff. Can I jump from here? Really can, actually. Oop. Yeah, not really. So I think what I usually do is... Oh, there's a gold fella. There we go. Pop that in there. Zoop. Whoop. Barely was able to make that. Yeah, now I can grab onto something here. Although I have... you know, this is kind of a weird... maybe not great place. Whoop. Oh, barely. Oh my god, barely made that one. I made that way too hard for myself. I should have just stuck with the usual path. That's the one downside is, you know, you do the same routes, the same levels over and over again. You start to get, maybe not bored, but you want to, like, challenge yourself and try new paths that you don't normally try. And in some cases, you'll end up trying something that was perhaps ill-advised. Call it slightly ill-advised. Half-Life 2, yeah, still holds up. All these years later, still holds up. Okay. And then I got earlier, although it was kind of an experiment to test the barnacle situation. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try the rebar thing again. And that one obliterated him immediately. So I think it's kind of a specific hitbox.
Is partially operational.
It's kind of a specific hitbox. So as more patches happen, I'm sure they'll probably make that a little bit more refined. Oh shit. I kill him? Made him almost drop me. Oh, Jesus. He like turned into... He like spiked out. Did you see that? He like spiked out or something. So... Yeah, it was because I was grabbing it. Then when I let go is when he yoinked me. So yeah, just don't get grabbed by them is the lesson here. Or kill them from afar with a rebar. But at least now we know it definitely is doable. Maybe they got buffed. They could have been. They could have been. I think there was a patch today even. For the early access build. I think there was a patch. So. Would not shock me if things were... If the ante was being upped. Yep. Whoa, it's a raid from Woo. What's up, Woo? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you, bud. We got Johnny over there on YouTube. What's up, bud? Sometimes I get white knuckles when I grip it too hard. Same Johnny. All too reliable. All too relatable, even. Woo, what a handsome, cool dude you are. What a cool dude. Oh, that was Kubos with the resub. Oh my gosh. Kubos, you're such a cool dude as well. Two cool lads. And actually multiple cool people. Not just Kubos and Woo, but Woo brought people as well. Everyone's so nice. Thank you for that, for the raids, guys. That's very nice. Apalama raided us moments earlier. Buggy raided us earlier. Now we got Woo, the freaking homie. Kubos with that resub. Thank you, Kubos. That's very generous of you, buddy. Thank you both. It's good to see you guys. Thank you everyone for who came in, rather. Appreciate you. And we're playing White Knuckle. Now, like Johnny pointed out, you know, sometimes my knuckles turn white when I grip it too hard. Sometimes things turn purple if I grip it too hard. You know, usually I try to maybe be aware of these things. But, you know, under usual use parameters, you know, things shouldn't be changing color that too drastically. But in this particular game, though, it's a cool little climbing, platforming kind of game. It's very good. It's very challenging, but very enjoyable. And this is one of those games where if you die, you start over. So there's no checkpoints, at least for the time being. However, the game has like some elements of it that are procedurally generated. The levels themselves are not procedurally generated, but it's constructed out of chunks. The levels are constructed out of chunks. And the chunks that are used to construct the level are procedurally selected. So the chunks are consistent. You know, we've seen this level before. Or this level chunk, I guess. We've seen this before. The barnacle-laden corridor area. We've seen this a whole bunch of times before. So it's just a classic. And the enemy spawns seem to be pretty consistent. So a lot of this is more or less business as usual. Nice happy noise, isn't it?
It is after.
Over now is what they said. So yeah, the kinds of new noise. I feel like that might be a new noise. New noise just dropped. So the kinds of items that drop in these levels is procedurally selected. And the order of the levels themselves, like the selections, that is procedurally selected. So there's like, say, I don't know what the exact number is, but say there's like 10 potential level chunks that can be used to construct a single area. But maybe there's only like, oh, whoops, wrong button. Maybe there's only 5 of those chunks that it takes to construct a zone or an area. So you won't see the same 5 chunks every time, but you'll see a bunch of the same ones in general as you play through, as you do an attempt, as you attempt a run, and you inevitably die. You start back at the beginning, start back to the starting area, and you begin anew. And again, the order of things is different, and the levels that are included are different. But you'll see some familiar areas. You'll see a lot of the same kinds of zones. Like this area, we've seen this a number of times. It seems like there's almost always the vending machine here. The things in front of the vending machine are not consistent. But use the... Oh, fuck, wrong button. Use this a couple things, though. Oh, up to 11. Turn it up to 11. Thank you again for that raid, Woo. And if you had any clips you wanted to share, I'd love to see them. If there was any clips you wanted to share, I'd love to see them. Whenever somebody raids, it's my favorite way to ask, or to express gratitude. And Woo, of course, is a friend of the channel. He's been cool homie for a long time. Appreciate your raiding. Woo rates me all the damn time, and I don't get to raid him very often because he's more responsible than I am. He doesn't go as late as I do usually. Really appreciate you, man. Kubos, thank you for that resub, by the way, man. Really do appreciate that a whole bunch for that resub. 57 goddamn years. That's amazing. 57 years of a resub. That's hella impressive. Hella impressive no matter how you slice it.
Surveillance systems at 12% functionality. Many sectors
It's always a little bit tricky. I feel like I've only made it past this room like twice, maybe. This is the one with that central column earlier. I'm always like finding new ways to deal with this room's challenges, but it's still a tough one no matter how you slice it. I think, getting there. I think I'm getting better. I think I'm getting good. Maybe I'm getting good. Or at least getting better. My eyes. Flashbang. Oop. Oh shit! Almost ate an entire bucket of piss just there. You don't eat piss, Alex. You drink it. I mean, if you're having to chew on it, then something has horribly gone wrong. Something has gone from bad to worse. Water rising yet? Not in a way that is super obvious yet. So I gotta be very careful. Do not grab the boxes, because if you grab the boxes, your guy will immediately let go, and you'll be very sad. Kind of can't really move out of there. There we go. Like, that box right there seems pretty locked in, so it's a bummer you can't grab onto that, but again, I kind of understand why. Here, when we came through here the first time, I realized that column, that kind of pillar was hollow. We went kind of around it in a very obtuse way that was more challenging than it needed to be. I think it was a kind of an overcomplication kind of situation, but we made it through. And as I kind of rounded the corner and I tried to make the jump, I kind of fell through that column, and I about had a damn heart attack because I didn't realize it was hollow in the middle. I kind of fell through the center, and I almost... Granted, I was able to grab onto something, but still, it was very nearly a disaster. A near disaster. What time zone am I? I'm central. I'm a central kind of fella. I'm in Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri, so as a result, I am right in the middle. Geographic center of the continental United States. I am as mid as Midwest can be.
Training chamber 22
I put the mid in Midwest.
has been decommissioned. Use of
I'm gonna get to that one, but I'm kind of in a weird side here. Okay, we just keep going. We can just keep going. I think this is the path I took last time. Path of most resistance. And there we go. Because yeah, you're in California, right, Woo? You're a West Coaster. West Coasting kind of fella. Thank you, Silver. Now I'm feeling more confident for sure. I'm feeling more confident as we're kind of wrangling the mechanics of the game and getting a feel for when to use this move, when to use, like, you know, a certain move at a certain time. It's one of those where you just kind of have that. I mean, the phrase muscle memory was used earlier, and I think that's a good summary for a lot of it. Muscle memory is a big one, and also just knowing, like, when to use like a certain tool for a certain situation. Especially given that we're getting into the silos now. Or no, we were already in the silos, but these are the shatter chambers. Yeah, these were tough earlier. We've only been here once, and obviously I didn't make it super far. And obviously the time requirements are going to get more stringent. The game's going to get a lot more challenging. And it's already pretty unforgiving in a lot of ways. The ante continues to get upped. Whoa, shit. I appreciate the assistance, Silverant. You've been very helpful. Helping answer some of my questions as I've floundered. Whoop. Take this way instead, actually. Whoop. Whoop. Once again, some of you might be thinking, whoa, Alex, what's the weird noise you're making? Well, you know, in video games, you're trying to make a jump and it's a really hard jump and you're unsure if you're going to make it. It's scientifically proven with science and numbers. And don't forget science. Whoop. There you go. See, it's because I made the noise. If you make a noise when you're trying to make a jump, you will absolutely do better. You're more likely to make the jump if you make a funny noise. Proven by science. Increases the chance by at least 69%. At least. Whoop. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Never even broke a sweat. Never even shat my pants. That's a lie. Just lie to people, Alex. Come on. Come on, bro.
Please handle all sealed crates.
Now, the tricky thing here is that we're doing a lot of horizontal movements, but not as much vertical. So we're doing a lot of work, but we're not necessarily getting out of danger that much better. There we go. Oh, I can just make that. That's like right on the edge of what I'm able to make organically. Uh-oh. Whoa, whoa, that was close. A little scary, because that will crush your entire butt. If you're not careful. Not a partial butt, but your entire butt. Gotta be careful. Be careful. Whoop. Caution. What's this? Bug. I crushed him. Juice. I drink the juice. Vendor restock. I've no idea what the fuck I just did. I think I committed crimes. It was like crimes committed 1 out of 2. Oh! Blue. Why am I blue? Did I just blew myself? Nothing there. I saw a new thing and I got excited. Oh dear God, that's coming up fast. Coming down fast, but I'm miles above you. Whoop. The exit right there. Whoop. Yes, I can make it. I can make it. Whoop. Best ascent. Hell yeah, new record, baby. For me. Wait, is it 421? I thought it was 449. Whoop. Caution. Got a good feeling about this area. Got a good feeling about this one. Oh, buddy. Oh, body English. Yeah, I think I crushed a little fella. I got an achievement for it, but I didn't read it in time. I crushed a little fella, and it was like, meow. And then there was a little pop-up that said like crimes committed. I'll have to look back at exactly what that was. This game is very good. It's also very stressful. My hands are sweaty. My hands are getting sweaty as I'm playing this, man. Yo, diarrhea salad. Dude, you when you popped in the other day, your screen name made me very happy. And your screen name continues to make me happy. Good to see you, bud. It's good to see you. We're playing White Knuckle. We're playing White Knuckle. This game is going to be entering early access tomorrow, as luck would have it. Ooh, this is scary. I think I'm able to slide along the side, maybe? There's not much time. Oof. No, I did not. I got crushed, yeah. There was like just a little bit of space. I was like, maybe I could squeeze through. Unfortunately not. OSHA violation. Get crushed. Get crushed. I'm kind of curious. What was the thing I killed? I fucking murdered something earlier. What did I do? What did I do? I'll show you what I did. Did some Overwatch 2. Very nice, man. Very nice. Hopelessly addicted. Oh, so Gosso throwing shade. He's like, yeah. It's a game. It's not my cup of tea, but I understand the appeal. I get it. I know why people love it. So, yeah, criminal. You monster. There was something else. I drank something. I don't know what I drank. It said something about like something restock, vendor restock. Commit 50 crime. Ooh, there you go. So I don't know what that does. Like it's some sort of progress towards something, as it said something along the lines of vendor restock 1 out of 2. So I don't know what exactly that entails. But again, maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is for it to be kind of mysterious right now. Crushed to a pulp. That's me. Yeah, new area. Yeah, that was a new area. Yeah, or at least new to me. Yeah, I'm guessing the answer for that one is to just not go up the side of the crushers. Because you have the climby boys on that side that are just all so alluring. How can you avoid the siren call of those climby boys? Given that, you know, by this point in the game, we've been trained to look for them as like a guiding path forward, but it's not always the right path, or even a path at all. Sometimes it's a dead end. So, seeing that now, it's like, yeah, I need to be extremely careful and choose my routes accordingly. By the way, for anybody curious, this game does come out tomorrow in early access. I was very fortunate. I was able to get free early access. It was very, very cool. I'm very grateful for that. Actually, I think we more or less have to use something here. I don't know if there's another way to make this jump. You could maybe jump to that guy, but can I just make this jump? Hoop! Yes, I can. Okay, so you can just hip it and ship it. But for anybody curious, yeah, this will be entering early access tomorrow. And the build that I'm playing is the early access build. It's just a pre-early access to it. Shoutouts to Terminals.io, which are the nice folks who hooked me up with the review key for this game. Confession, I don't know how much the game will be. One of those where when it enters early access, then the price will be revealed. Probably 10, 20 bucks. Of course, it's an indie project, but what I'll say is something which I appreciate, is that it's published by DreadXP, which is one of my favorite indie publishers. They work with a bunch of developers, obviously. It's not all the same developer, but DreadXP tends to work with really cool people, and I like most of their games, generally speaking. Same publishers as Dread Delusion and Amanda the Adventurer. And My Friendly Neighborhood, that game was incredible too. So yeah, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff across the board. Yep. This newest run is promising enough, I suppose. Entered buggers. We determined that pretty much guaranteed by this point that whenever you see the bugs, the brown ones are to be ignored, because I don't think there's any way to pick them up. But the golden ones are awesome, and the silver ones are like the shiny platinum ones are extra fancy. These things, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. A brick. I can see a brick being another like way to try to damage the barnacles. A nice way to just try to just beat the shit out of something from afar. Put in my inventory if nothing else.
Recycling protocol active in main storage.
I gotta worry about that.
At 19% efficiency.
You don't gotta worry about recycling. I assume it's what they mean. They're trying to like recycle organic material that is currently climbing up through the vents. Like, don't worry about it. It's just little old me. Little old Alex climbing around. I'm totally harmless. You gotta worry about me. Can I grab onto that? And grab onto that. I didn't realize because it's so dark, but I saw it out of the corner of my shimmering eyeballs. Yeah, I feel like I usually skip this little middle platform here, but there can be some good stuff that spawns. Inventory's getting pretty full though. Usually do is I go up the middle like this. Get to best our 150. 150 mark is still the top mark I've had so far. And I think we're like, of the like few hundred or so people. A few hundred. I think probably like, oh. Wow. Surprised the water hadn't spawned. Also surprised that it didn't seal shut, sealing our fate forever. Not seal, it's still open. But no, of like the probably 1,000-ish people that have played the early access, the pre-early access build so far. Or a couple hundred at least, probably a couple hundred. We're like around 60, like around the 60 mark. With our 450 record amount so far, which is cool, but I don't suffer any delusions that it's amazing. And once this game hits like proper early access tomorrow in like 10 hours, you know it's gonna blow up because people are gonna play the shit out of this for sure. I'm gonna play this a bunch, very good, and speedrunners are gonna latch onto it and it's gonna pop right the fuck off.
Corridor B12 remains at 64%.
Right now I'm in the top 100 with my
Please report.
you know, top score, which is cool right now, but it could be better. Oh, he's gonna get like exact revenge, isn't he? Oh fuck. Try to exact revenge on the crime that I committed. Gonna have this, oops, my pocket when I will inevitably need it to defend myself, because you know he's gonna try to start some shit. Mad that I killed one of his babies or some shit. He's gonna be real cringe about the whole thing. Boo-hoo, you killed one of my children. Like, honestly, grow up. Grow up, which is something that your children will never be able to do because I killed them. I only killed one of them, alright? I'm sure they laid like a dozen eggs. There's plenty more where that came from. Hiya! Or, we'll never see him again. Maybe I just jumped past him. People were just so cool. He said, wow, that guy is so cool, I'm not gonna mess with him. He can kill all my babies forever for all I care. Probably a normal thing to say, right? Normal thing to say, normal thing to think. Can't jump on that. Yeah, here's one where I usually play it safe.
Bio Research Lab 5. Do not approach the lab without proper clearance.
Could probably get away with not having to use a hammer there, but that's one where it's a bit of a questionable jump, so we'll play it safe. Whoop. Right, looking good, Hollywood. Looking good, looking good. And hoist ourselves up. Nice. And as per usual, also a bunch of shit for no reason. Violence for no reason. Act out for the sake of acting out. And there we go. And at him. Familiar area. And of course, here's the one that I've mentioned before. Has been a slight struggle for me. Although I feel like I've done pretty well. Did pretty well with this last time. So maybe my curse with suffering this area has come to a close. So fast and satisfying, just kind of gliding along. Oh, I killed him. I didn't mean to grab. I stepped right on him. So yeah, of course, smacking one of the little golden fellas will obviously kill him, but walking over them will kill them as well, as you can imagine. Stepping on a $100 bill, it just fucking turns it to a thin monetary paste. Oops. I can hear the ominous noise of
Caution. Fluctuating
gunk rising.
and air exchange
In the break room.
regulations
So many things to deposit.
of all
And by things, I mean buggos.
during adjustments.
Or if you, like, get certain things, if there's any sort of incentives for banking a certain amount. Oops. Like, I'm thinking of, like, in Majora's Mask, when you get rewards for banking 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees. If there's any sort of reward along those lines. Like, oh, you get a... You know, some, like, maybe more interesting things will spawn in the vending machines. You bank a certain amount. Slow down the mass by... That'd be cool, yeah. Feed the mass. Mass hungers, so you give it some stuff to feed. The abyssal mass that is ever hungering for something. I realize I've kind of put myself in a weird little corner. All right, you know what? Fuck this. We'll just play it safe. Should've just done that from the get-go. But, like, up there is where I found things to commit crimes, so it's what I want. I crave the crimes.
63%. Collapsing substructures may cause
Crimes are what I'm after.
hazards.
Frick. Use that for later. Uh-oh, the water. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Shit. Not a lot of places to go. Oh, I'm gonna get anti-crushed. Oh, shit. Got a panic there. I didn't get crushed by the spikes. Well, I was still crushed, but I got crushed by the less scary end. Pythons and Reaper. That's exactly it, Dope. That's exactly it, Goaty. Yeah, we are... Use the pythons to hammer into the wall to grab onto things, and the rebar, you chuck it like a javelin to stick into the wall, and use that to climb upon. Yeah, I should have grabbed... What I wanted to do was grab the rebar that had the rope attached, because I had one in my inventory. But there was just... By the time I realized my situation, I was like... My thought was, if I could just get a little bit higher up, so I can navigate my inventory, because I was worried if I try it, like, if I was like, here, and then, alright, throw it. I was like, if I did by that point, it was too late for me. So I was like, if I could give just a little bit more time for myself, then maybe I'll be alright, but by that point, it was too late. Too late. Whoops. If you like throw a box into that sealing action, that sealing mechanism, right as it closes, does it destroy the object, or does it like physics out in a funny way? I can make this easier for myself, I think. Kind of in a weird... There we go. Flying all over the place. There we go. There we go. Much better. Much better. That one. In my inventory. Thank you very much. That ominous noise again. And we're pretty early into the run, so I don't think that's the sound of, like, the world ending necessarily, but it's definitely not a good noise. Usually, like, it'll take a while for the water to start to rise. It wouldn't shock me if hard mode made that water rise a lot faster, or start a lot sooner, even. Would not shock me. That noise right there, yeah, I'm sure you hear it too. I don't think it's like a sign that the water level is rising yet. Well, that bing, it might be. Gas leak detected.
Detected.
And evacuate, yeah. General signs and sounds that things are maybe not operating to ideal operational capacity. And not surprising, all things considered. Whoop. A nice person put these things here for me. That was nice of them. Oh, fuck. But I thought I was on it. I thought I was on solid ground. There we go. Oh, this place is cooked. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Whoop. There we go. Never even broke a sweat. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is one of those where it seems like it kind of looks and feels like the place is falling apart. It's weird because they were talking in the tutorial. They were talking about like your employment at this employer. In this employment opportunity begins. Enjoy your first day. Warning: PTO disabled. Sick days disabled. Overtime mandatory. Unpaid overtime mandatory. So apparently we're working for this employer, for this company. But yeah, when the game begins, we're escaping. And yeah, there's all this indication that shit's fucked. So I'm not sure if there was more stuff that happened in between. If there were more things that happened kind of off screen in between the tutorial and now, or if the employer's job is to just explode, like that it's doing exactly what it needs to do. Yes. What does your company do? Oh, we break, we fall apart. Really? Yeah. We explode catastrophically. Not a very big money making venture, but somehow we make it work. Somehow. We got Tulu over on YouTube. What's up, bud? Good to see you. What's my best ascend? So right now I'm just shy of 450. Oh, my eyes get a little bit full, by the way. Let's drop these two. Okay. So just shy of 450, which that's after like 2.5 hours. So about 2.5 hours of total gameplay time. So we're doing all right, but not the bestest. Not the bestest, but we're having a fun time though. Last couple times I've got pretty bad by some like new areas that were really cool, but very scary. I need like more familiarity with these newer areas. Oop. There we go. Be able to handle them better. Not here, obviously, but in the those areas where like the walls are falling away, sort of like the decaying areas or whatever they're called. Oops. Yeah, like just shy of 450 is our best right now. So only the second area. So I'm curious to see what like other areas beyond the second one looks like. Because we got decently far in that one run. We made it to 450. We got decently far to the second area, but not quite all the way.
Reminder: regular maintenance
Filtrate
for
maintenance.
exchange filtration is overdue. Filtration efficiency at 62%.
Yep. It's so satisfying being able to kind of glide along these kinds of like the way these or sideways spaced grippy spots are, where you can kind of glide from spot to spot. Oh my, this is elaborate. New research found: perks unlocked. An achievement called Art Enthusiast. Not what I was expecting to see. There's very much depth here that I was not expecting. I'm happy to see it, but yeah, very much unexpected. Very much unexpected. Perks unlocked. I wouldn't think there'd be perks. Is there like a meta progression system, I wonder? Or maybe it's like a modifier system where like, you know, start a new run, but like some kind of optional mode, some kind of optional separate mode maybe. And again, this game did get a patch earlier today, and there were no patch notes that I could find. Well, I didn't look that far. I just poked my head into the general Steam page for the game, but yeah, it wouldn't shock me if the devs are still cooking. Goldie boys. One that I can see. Let's keep on climbing. Very interesting. Art enthusiast. It said someone else must have been here. Was the text of that achievement, so very mysterious. Mysterious, but all the more alluring. Yeah, the Shattered Chambers. We get the Shattered Chambers just like the third or fourth time in a row, and they're interesting, but they fuck me up a lot. Fuck me up a whole bunch. So we got to commit some crimes earlier. That might be another crime committing opportunity there, but we know how quickly this area pops off, so I'm not going to give it a chance to... Oh! That's oh, ladder. I missed the jump. Yeah, I was gonna say I missed the jump. I fucking missed the jump. I was so confident. I was so confident that's what happens. That is what fucking happens. Julie says he wanted to take it slow in the earlier areas. Yeah, getting the feel for the game and the movement mechanics, just like you said, it's really huge. Because yeah, it's like on the one hand, I'm curious if I go back to the main menu, perks unlocked. I go back to the main menu. Is there like something new? Endless mode. So this all appears to be still the same. This is all the same. Habitation. Reach habitation. Yeah, the campaign. Nothing else that I can see about perks necessarily. Pills taken. Pills taken. Well, we saw the art, and the art had a little pill icon, so maybe that's what that means. Pills taken. We did see an injector, but I didn't know what it was. There's explosives to detonate. Crimes committed, of course. Of course. Alright, so. Next time I see a syringe, I'll fucking shoot up and see what happens. I have no idea what the syringe does. I saw it and I was like, huh. I'm too scared to try this now. Next time we try it, next time we see it, I'll just try it with reckless abandon. Kind of like when we saw that potion. I just drank it without a moment's hesitation. I said, hell yeah. I said, drink up, brother. I said, bottoms up. Yeah, just like Tula said, though. Yeah, when you die and you are sent back to the beginning, on the one hand, it's a little bit of a bummer because it's like, ah, shit. Like, I've played these earlier areas so much. Like, give me a break. But at the same time, it does kind of force you to really, really cut your teeth on the game's movement system and the basic mechanics. Which, on the one hand, after a certain point, might feel like a waste of time until you have a moment like just there, right, where I had a stupid little mistake. Here, it was inconsequential, but in the later levels, that would mean almost certain death. I mean, just earlier, I made a stupid jump, stupid miss, rather, that landed me in the poison. Although, good to know, I've never actually fell into the poison before. Now I know if you fall in the poison, it's not instant death. You can make it out. So when I went like, oh shit, and had my hands on the keyboard, if I would have realized, oh, I can just go back to, there's like a ladder I can find, I would have been more on it. So, on the one hand, it can feel a little bit disheartening when you die, but on the other, it does force you to get good. It does force you to get, or at least familiar. Maybe not good, but get familiar, which is almost the same thing for a game like this. Almost. Familiarity and knowledge absolutely is power. Have a good night, Ape Llama. Thanks for popping in, bud. And thank you again for that very generous raid, bud. Cool, and awesome dude. With correct opinions. Correct opinions on video games and streamers to watch. What a nice fella. Hey, welcome back, Anthony. Could it be? It could be. There could be like a new game plus. Yeah, maybe it's a mode we don't have unlocked yet. Yeah, I was thinking maybe there'd be like a separate mode where that has like modifiers. Like in Risk of Rain, where it's like You know, you can optionally play with modifiers where instead of getting random items, you can actually select from a roulette. You know, that kind of thing. So maybe there's alternate ways to play. Oh, fuck. I was trying to hang off the light so I can get the buggo. Like, get the buggo, but I didn't. I didn't get the buggo at all. I just fell. Fractured a couple ankles. Good to know that, yeah, there really is no honest to goodness fall damage in this game. But there is getting assimilated by the abyss. The abyssal mass. Like, that's not fun. Look at that. I still got his ass. After all the struggle, we still got his ass. Yes. Yeah, explosives detonated. No idea what that entails. All I know is that it's 0 right now. And we saw there was some kind of beverage or potion or medicinal drink. Or maybe it was a flask of alcohol. Who fucking knows? But we saw that. We committed a crime. I don't know what it entails. We committed a crime earlier. That was pretty cool. Had to kill a fucking buggo. And there was a little thing that popped up that said vendor refresh 1 out of 2. So I guess if I kill one more, the vendors will have like maybe new things that can spawn. I don't know if that means better, but different things, I guess, that can spawn. It always throws me off. It always feels like it's just barely not tall enough for me to make it up there on my own. I feel like I have to use something. Swizzle on up. You do be swizzling. There we go. There we go. Hulu does have some info on the syringe. Good for emergencies. Whoop. It's near impossible to get up or the mass is getting close. Use the syringe. It gives you adrenaline. Okay, so it's like a temporary strength boost. That's kind of what I assumed. I assumed it was like some kind of temporary buff. When I first saw it, I was like, well, I'll hang on to it for a rainy day, and then I died right afterwards. So I guess it was a rainier day than I wanted to admit that it was. We saw some kind of like little. It was like a Minecraft block. It was like two little pixels. I was thinking it was like a candy bar or something like that, or like a granola bar, energy bar, something like that. Yeah, earlier we saw one little like very innocent looking food item thing over there. One of the earlier attempts. Ooh, fancy. That's unfortunate for that guy. Nothing we really need ourselves. I can't just lollygag around here for too long, but good to know. Secret little, well-hidden little vending machine area. Let's see. So that's what we gotta climb up to. If I keep going this way. Oh, here we go. Oh, fuck. That was the wrong button. Whoop. Except... Oh, here we go. Here. I'm big silly. 100 meters. You know what? I will play it safe here as well. Just don't reach it. There we go. A bit expensive. Ooh, this is getting a little bit dicey. But it does work. It kind of skipped that middle section, which is fine. A little bit non-standard, but we made it work. Made it work for us. That's what matters.
Emergency.
I have to be careful because, as we saw the first time I attempted this, you know, this column is hollow, so it's easy to fall right through it again. I'll make a conscious decision not to fall through. It's that simple. Just don't fuck up. You see that? I chose not to fuck up. It's that simple. Conscious choice not to be a fuck up. I mostly succeed in that regard in life. Mostly. Yeah, sometimes. It's a little bit embarrassing to admit that my hands get sweaty when I play this. This game is very good, but it's stressful. And I'm mildly arachnophobic, yes, but I'm mildly acrophobic in real life. I have a slight fear of heights. So I enjoy this a lot, but it's you know, there's a part of my brain that goes, a little scary, a little spooky. Game is good, but it brings the heat. It's an enjoyable heat. Enjoyable spice. There we go. 250, baby. We're about 200 short of my current PB. My current PB. Going that way. It's probably okay, yeah, so Tulu confirms it was probably the granola bar that I saw. 'Cause yeah, I saw one of the metrics was food eaten. That'd be one of them too. They're pretty rare. It's a temporary jump boost. That's cool. That's good to know. Thank you, Tulu. Good. Very, very helpful. Yeah, when I saw it, I assumed it was like something that would restore stamina, but it makes more sense since it's pretty rare. More likely to boost.
Matter detected in lower air exchange ducts. Respiratory protection advised.
Respiratory protection. A respiratory condom. Wear a condom over your face. Over your nose. The only way. Now, I don't know if the break room actually does give you a break, or if the water level can rise up to you in the break room as well. It would not shock me if there was no safety zones, if it was always danger forever. Would not shock me. I'll treat it as such. Anthony says, I thought you were about to erect. Well, that's the joke, Anthony. I'm always erect. Always. It is a horrible medical problem. My wife loves it, but every 4 hours I have to go to a hospital. It's very expensive. Would not recommend. Oh, I'll drop one of those guys. Boop. Yo, Pelican, welcome back, bud. Phone died. No, it's okay, Pelican. I'm glad you're back. It's only my second or third time in this area. I wonder if this area is like more rare. Oops. I've only seen this a few times, but yeah, this is the air turbine area. Whoop. There we go. Whoop. Okay, we're good. Went on down. Oh, this is some Star Wars Episode 2 or Episode 4 kind of shit right here. Empire Strikes Back. Kind of column right here. Like about to fight Darth Vader, but he just kicked me down a fucking pit and cut off my hand. $350. Oh shit. Hold on to your dicks. There's a granola bar. Eat. Big. Then to restock. Yeah, 1 out of 2 eaten. So I guess that's the idea. It's like there's, as you interact with other things, even if I didn't need that, it's like we're adding to the logbook that we've interacted with this thing. So I'm not sure what vendor restock will do necessarily, but we're experimenting with these things. We're finding at least. Yeah, air exchange, exactly. VR climbing game. I've heard there's a few of them. Yeah, I've never played a VR climbing game. I do have a VR headset. I have the CV1, Oculus Rift CV1, and I like it a lot. Yeah, I've never tried a VR climbing game. I have a feeling I would not do well with it. It would like, you know, talk about having sweaty palms. I would have sweaty everything. Every hole in my body would be fully moistened. Do I mean I would be shitting and pissing? I would be shitting and pissing. It would be awful. Certainly not on stream. Air exchange is pretty cool. Yeah, we've been here, I think, maybe once. I'm assuming it's fairly rare. It is pretty cool though. Oh, there we go. It is pretty cool, and getting a feel for like how far, how quickly you rise up is pretty cool. I don't know if this is a good idea. I guess I'm doing it. And getting a feel for like how quickly you get launched upwards. That I think is what first threw me. Well, the first time we popped in, I was like, what the heck is this? And I jumped to make just a simple jump, and I got launched upwards, and it like surprised me so much I fell way back down and died Very horribly. Best ascent. 398. But I think that's for this specific area, because my best overall was 450. Well, 449.5, like barely under 450.
Attention. Memory core deterioration accelerating.
Can I pull up?
Data loss estimated at 84%.
There we go. Whoop. There we go. Let's see. I don't know if I need one of those necessarily. Whoop. There we go. I can hoist myself up on those things a little bit better if I was struggling that time. There we go. Energy drink there, but I don't think I need that right now. Whoop. Go fairly fast because I know the water level do be rising. Oh, shit. Oh, not good. Dead. That's a shame. That's a shame, man. I was feeling myself, man. No way, 447? Aw, dude. Aw, dude, that's okay. That's okay. Whenever you find a new item, it adds it to the... Oh, I see. So we could potentially get the granola bar added to the vending machine. That makes more sense. That's actually cool. That's actually pretty cool. This game is really good, and I want to keep going, man. Do I do one more? It's getting kind of late. I have to turn in kind of early, and I have to get up kind of early tonight. Should I do one more? Let's do one more. It's a sign of a really good game. It's a sign of a really good game where you're like, just one more. Just one more. This is one where you could easily just one more until it's like fucking 4 a.m. Easily a just one more attempt kind of game. And you're right, Silver, and yeah, as we play through it, and as we, once again, get more familiar with the systems, with the movement, with how to romance this game, to bend it to our whims, then yeah, it does take us less time to get to those upper echelons. But I mean, I still make fuck-ups, and I still make mistakes. I do feel fairly under the gun most of the time to go fast. And the downside with that, of course, is that I'm more likely to make stupid mistakes if I'm trying to go fast and eat ass. Fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck you. And also fuck you. And also fuck you. Okay. Don't you fucking... Anyway. Now that I've pissed all them off. Old fella. Right where I want to be. I don't have a good view of him to shit his ass. I'm going up. You motherfucker. Well, this is awkward. Whoop. So rude. So rude. And I'm starting to think they don't have my best interests in mind. I think they are not very friendly.
Structural stress fractures identified in training chambers.
Oh, I got his ass. Hell yeah. Like we were saying, menu navigation while climbing is a little bit scrungy at first, but getting the hang of that is a ginormous brain move. Whoop. Other checkpoints of this game? I don't believe there are, at least not yet. I don't think they've been added in yet. So right now, once you get got, you're done. So there's a kind of a roguelike aspect. The checkpoint is the beginning, that's right, yeah. Yeah, someone earlier had said that they had maybe heard the developers say something along the lines of maybe in the final game there will be some form of checkpointing. But for this particular mode, maybe as like a separate mode, but for the campaign mode at least right now, gotta be all in one go. No shortcuts, no checkpointings. And on the one hand, that's pretty brutal and pretty unforgiving, but on the other hand, it does force you to... Gives you a lot of time to really marinate on those earlier levels. Which do a pretty good job, I think, of like... of kind of forcing you to cut your teeth on the basics. A little bit of that goes a long way. There's a save system? Oh, I didn't know that. Yo, Gratz, what's up, bud? Thank you for that raid, dude. Good to see you, man. The menu tech, thank you, Pelican, thank you. It was satisfying pulling that off. Now, granted, it wasn't a super involved maneuver. You know, it was just like, it was just jump up and then, oh, let me just put this thing in and okay, that's it. Like, that's all it was. It wasn't anything fancy. It'd be one thing to be like, oh yeah, let me jump, woo, shit, let me jump up and, oh, let me grab my hammer and bang this thing and, oh, let me put it back and like, yeah, then you're like pulling like the fancy of maneuvers. And, by the way, I was rooted to the ground there, so my stamina was not dwindling at all with that little demonstration there. So even in that instance, it was easy mode. It was baby mode for babies. Gratz, thank you for that raid, bud. Tula says there is a checkpoint and there is a save system. I did not know that, actually. Good to know. Have I just not made it far enough to see it? As that would not shock me if it was like you just have to make it to a certain point before that kind of stuff appears. Would not shock me. We got the Gratz raid. Life is good, man. Thank you, Gratz, for that raid. Cheers to you, bud. Let's drink an energy drink and fucking chuck that shit. I'll drink another. Bam. That's good to see you. We're playing a cool little game called White Knuckle. This game enters early access tomorrow. In like 10 hours, I think. It's a first-person climbing experience. And it is somewhat procedurally generated. The chunks that constitute each run are not procedurally generated, but they're procedurally selected, if that makes sense. So, can I just make this jump? Trying this. I keep never trying it. Yeah, you cannot make that jump. I've never tried it, and that's exactly why. So, the chunks themselves are predetermined, but their order is procedurally selected. So, you won't always see the same chunks in every run. You might see the similar chunks, but in a different order, in a different placement. And the things that, like the items that spawn in each area, in each chunk, can be different. And there's different zones, and each zone has like their own sets of chunks. So it's a nice way of giving you a fair amount of bases, of a basis rather, to work with, but still enough surprises to keep you on your toes. It's a very good game. It's very challenging, but the systems are very satisfying, and the movement is also very, I think, very fair. Oh god, just blinded myself. I think is very fair and very satisfying to like, and very rewarding when you start to really figure it out. Like these kinds of like little easy and quick climbing motions are very easy and very satisfying to pull off once you kind of get a feel for it. Feel for the flavor. Fever for the flavor. Yeah. Get out of here. No buggos. No buggos that I need to grab. You want to find if you can find them, you want to grab the golden bugs and put them in your inventory, because that is the currency. Take them to the vending machine. There's the art. The art earlier for the first time, and it was deeply exciting, but also deeply disturbing. Caused us level of self-reflection and maybe some sexual discovery. Some self-reflection and sexual discovery that I'm sure will haunt our character for years to come. Oh, am I dead? Am I dead? No, it's not over till it's over. That's not good though. It's not good, but it's not over till it's over. Oh, not good. I missed a fairly easy jump and almost ate an entire bucket of piss as a result. What do you mean, drink piss, Alex? No, I mean eat. Yeah, it's the kind of piss you have to chew. It's not the good stuff. Definitely not the good stuff. Don't get it twisted. Gratz, thank you for that raid, by the way, man. If you have any clips you want to share, you know how it works, man. Gratz, you're a friend of the channel and a friend to humanity in general. If there's anything you want to share with us, I'd love to see it. See the buggy. There you go. 30. By the way, Gratz and I and one of our friends, Jet, we've been doing some Zelda randomizer shenanigans. I'll have to see about this Saturday. It sounds like Jet and Gratz are both free this Saturday. I'm a hard maybe for this Saturday. Problem is, I don't know what time the family stuff will be wrapping up. Doing some Easter stuff Saturday, and I'm not sure what time that'll be wrapping up. I would guess I should be available at like probably 5 or 6. Probably 5 or 6 this Saturday. I could probably do some Zelda random. That's what I'm thinking. So a little bit later than I would prefer. TBQH. Would rather start a little bit earlier, but yeah, it's hanging out with the grandparents-in-law. And you know how those grandparents get, grandkids and nieces and nephews doing those Easter egg hunts. You know how that gets, man. Shit can get real turnt real quick. Once the wine starts flowing, people start putting lampshades on their head. Grandma fucking rips her bra off. Shit gets weird. Shit gets weird when with those Easter egg hunts. I was at the nursing home and assisted living kind of centers. We don't talk too much about what happens, in those kinds of events, and that's for a reason. Because most people can't handle the truth. Most people can't handle that shit, nor should they. Nor should they. Yeah, so the saving a checkpoint is way further out. AMB says, remember to prepare an extra bottle of beverage. Is that just the energy drink, or there was another drink that I saw. There's another drink that I saw, and I drank it, and it turned our hands blue. So I had no idea what it did. I don't usually hang on to the energy drinks, just because I've yet to be in a situation where I need a quick fix, but I mean, we might be approaching one. They could happen. They could happen. Yeah, to pay with golden bugs. That's right. You bank them into the vending machine for future run uses. They put a lot of content in this. They did. They absolutely did. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, this is the early access build. And of course, it's not really early access yet. It'll be early access starting tomorrow in like 9 or 10 hours. But right now, this is pre-early access. This is extra early. Pretty sweet. So, it's really cool, all the stuff they've added in so far. And like I said, the fact that this is not at all... Oh, I didn't get killed, but I did get fucking crushed partially. So I wonder if you'll heal over time, or if you're just in trouble. I might just be in... Well, actually, the red's going away. It's going away, slowly. Slowly, but surely. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. That was a jump I fucked up last time. I think you do heal over time, which is good. I'm surprised it didn't just straight up kill me. I feel like it should have just fucking murdered me. We've definitely gotten got by those once before. Oh, here we go. It's one of these. Can I make it? Yes. I could have used the in one of the pythons instead. They're taking slightly longer, but of course they're much more plentiful. What happens at Easter Sunday? Family shenanigans, family luncheon stays in Easter Sunday family luncheons. Those assisted living centers, man. Once the Easter egg hunt wraps up and the kids are put down for nap time, beyond a certain point, there's no guarantee things can't get a little bit buck wild. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. I'm not sure I'm super confident about this. Oh, yes I am. I'm super confident. Always. Always confident. Maybe? Maybe. You know what? Nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Fuck out of here. Oop. Oh, I didn't grab it. What the heck? I held the mouse. Clearly, I was looking at the wrong part of the ledge. 430, man, I keep getting so close. I keep getting so close to matching my record, or even besting it. Yeah. My original thought was, I saw that part of the wall, I was like, if I could get around that gap, if I could get around that indentation in the wall, I could get around that indentation in the wall, then I could probably grab the, was it a ladder? There was something that was very alluring. It was very tantalizing. Yeah, if I can get around this one lip, I'll be okay. And I think if I put a python higher up, then I'm good. But then at one point, I was like, shit, but how do I hammer it? If I have to jump to place it, how do I hammer it? So at some point, it occurred to me, I was like, this is foolish. And of course, I You know, when you're in a rush like that, you're not always thinking clearly. So I was rushing myself. But this is fun. I could have used rebar. Honestly, what I really ought to do is get out of this mentality of I need to preserve the juicy stuff. Because the rebar for me is like, that's a higher order item. That's like a little bit more valuable. And the pythons come a dime a dozen. But I feel like I've, at least in this part of the game, I don't need to use items too much. So in a situation like that where I have to use an item, especially if I'm trying to go fast, I should just use the rebar. Because like, you know, when you've got like time to, yeah, take your time and stop and smell the roses, yeah, the python's great. But when you're under the gun, I mean, yes, it is a limited resource, but I mean, that's the time to use it. That's the time to burn those kinds of things. So I need to get out of this mentality of trying to preserve those more highly valued resources. What I'm grateful for, but I suspect the developers will probably change at some point in the future, is that it seems like all items occupy the same weight value. Not all items are the same size, because some things can go in your pocket, and some things cannot. So pythons and hammers can go in your pocket. Rebar and rope bars cannot go in your pocket. So I appreciate that they have different spaces, but I imagine eventually they'll have different weight capacity. Because right now, the fact that rebar weighs the same as a python seems a little silly, whereas it probably is a lot heavier. So it wouldn't shock me if at some point in the future they were to maybe change weight value. Yeah, they got a bunch of the rebar that were in my pockets. That's right, Silverhead. Yeah. This is a good game. This is a very good game. Yeah, my guy, it looked like some medicinal beverage, or maybe it was like whiskey or some shit, but yeah, my guy's hands turned blue. It might have been infinite stamina. It was in a very hard to reach spot. It was next to our first crime committed. Yeah, we took one pill. Oh, maybe it wasn't a drink. Maybe it was a pill. No, the pill is the art. We saw art. That's right, and it inspired sexual revolution inside of our minds. Yeah, we committed a crime. There's still stuff we don't know about. There's explosives, apparently. So we committed the crime around the same time we found that health thing that gave us... did something with our hands, presumably as a good thing. A good thing with our hands. So, there we go. So that's our best so far. 450, that was... probably about an hour and a half or so ago. Good game. It's a very good game. 18 run attempts. Total climb, 4,000. Unlocks. We got the deep storage tier 1. Right. Makes sense. 1 to 2 crimes committed. Yeah, so I think that's exactly what you guys were saying earlier, where as you complete these things, it adds stuff to the vending machine, potentially. Good game. It's a very, very cool game. Very cool game, and I'm glad we got to try it out. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to Terminals.io for hooking us up with the review key. Not even hooking us up with the review key, but allowing us to play the game before the early access. Look, my hair's all still messy. But play the game before it hits early access tomorrow, which is a very generous thing to offer. Because a lot of the times, you know, there's like an embargo. I think there was still an embargo originally. I know people have been streaming this for like a couple days. So I think originally they were saying like you can start streaming it, I think on the 11th. I think on the 11th is when streamers who got this early access were able to start. Or maybe it was the 14th. It was the 14th. It was it was Monday. So Monday, streamers that got this early access were able to stream the game. Which is very generous, because yeah, a lot of the times the embargo is like, you can't stream it, or you can play it to like, you know, get footage for a YouTube video or something, you know, something that you wanted to edit together, but you can't stream it or show footage or release footage until the embargo date. And usually the embargo date is like the day it releases, or the day early access pops out. So the fact that the developer and I guess the publisher allowed people to make videos and stream the game, you know, for those who had access at least, before it hits general early access, very generous. It's very generous of them. So grateful to Terminals.io for hooking us up with this, especially given that, like, I'm not like a big shot. I'm just a fucking little streamer guy. So the fact that they, you know, usually that kind of stuff is reserved for the big dogs, like for the top tier big boys. I'm a small boy. I'm a short fella is what I am. I'm a short dude. But yeah, so it's nice that they're willing to dish those out sometimes to the the simple ones. I'm a simple one. This was fun though. Appreciate all the raids. We had so many raids tonight. For Toffee and 8-Bit Llama. And why can't I move that window? There we go. And Diarrhea Salad. That name always makes me laugh. And Woo and Fuggy. So many raids. Good lord. I had some folks pop in on YouTube. So Tulu and Emb. And there's a few other folks that popped in earlier. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. By the way, here's my socials page for anybody who's just dying to know. You're just dying to know what other platforms I'm on, where you can find me, where you can reach out to me, where you can find my nudes. I'm just kidding, but imagine though. Yeah, my OnlyFans, my Pornhub page, you know, the usual kind of stuff. But all my social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Chatterbait, you know, all the usual places, though the links to those can be found on my Linktree page. On YouTube, I actually don't have access to the YouTube chat to type into. It's read only for me, but I do have my Linktree page in my profile. So for any of the YouTube folks, if you want to follow me on other platforms, the links are in my profile. And I think they're also in the video description. I think they should be in the stream description. All the usual stuffs. But, and I do multi-stream, obviously, to YouTube and to TikTok and to Facebook, a few other places, but Twitch is the main one. So if nothing else, I would recommend following me there. But you know, I'm not going to force you to. I'm not your dad. I'm not your dad or your mom. I'm your grandma. No, I'm not that either. But no, I'm happy people got to hang out with us. That's super nice. Super nice people got to hang out with us. And again, so many raids. Super generous, man. Super generous.